walking. Wee. Bear with me. Hello, everybody. Brown, we're early. We may as well not have been, but there you go. We are early. Let's do this live. Let's see if anybody's here. I think they are. Hopefully they are. Wee, 27. Oh, God. 27 club. Oh, my God. Hi, everybody. This is Brown. What's today's date? It is Sunday, June. I didn't say June. July. Or is it July? The 6th. In the year of our Lord, 2025. I am Brune, but you already know that. Shall we get the guests on? Yes, let's do this. Okay, first up, who can I choose? Okay. Oh, he's back, everybody. It's been a while. It is the channel's very own golden reach around droid of choice and all that. It is Z3PO.
Oh, Brown, slide your muzzle next to mine.
You're all right, mate. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Bum easy.
Anytime. Form an orderly queue behind the back of the moisture evaporator.
Yes.
I'll get to you lot after I've finished Uncle Owen off.
How you been, fella? All right. Yeah.
I'm very well, thank you.
Should we get the next?
Go on. See what retrobase we've got. There's
a few of them. Okay. Sure, pal. It is the astromech droid of choice. Does a astromech droid do a reach around, or is it impossible?
I don't know. Why don't you ask him?
Professor R2, is reach around possible?
No, it's rather difficult. Yeah, unfortunately, with the attachments I have available, I can fly, but reach arounds, unfortunately,
they fly now.
Yes, but reach arounds, unfortunately, a little bit difficult to manage. Yeah.
How are you doing, my friend?
I am doing well, and I'm glad to be here. Good to see you, Z.
Good to be back and see you as well.
Yeah, we're early. Can you believe it?
An hour.
I know. What's going on? What the hell?
Real life stuff.
Real life.
Anyway. Prof, it's great to have you on, mate.
Good to be here, and let's get some more on.
Yes. Okay. Who can I choose? Okay. Hey, sure, mates. It is the puppet of Leslie Land. Price of Reason. Hey, what's up?
I'm good. What's going on?
Nothing much. Anything going on in your yard? Anything going on?
Not really, no. I'm on this show now.
What show?
Whatever this is.
Answers on a postcard, please. Yes, Price, you're right, yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, it's always great to have you on, Price.
Great to be here.
Should we get the next body on?
Absolutely.
Okay. Oh, who can I choose? I'll give you a clue, everybody. It's been going in the green room. It is the wonderful Mega Geek.
Hello.
Hello,
everyone. Yeah. Fine. Let's get on with it, shall we?
Okay. What are you eating, by the way?
Cheese and onion crisps. Always good. Always good.
Ian.
Yes.
There is another.
There is?
There is.
Mm-hmm.
Should we get him on?
Yeah, bring him on. Wheel him in.
Okay. It is the polar bear with the cigar. Brand new mic. It's the Phobos.
I think somebody was shooting at us.
You all right?
Yeah, that was a Red October reference because I was saying I think somebody's eating crisps.
Ian, I believe.
That's me.
Yes, I was. I finally. I think we at least had a temporarily technical issue.
How's the toilet this evening? Because it sounds like you're in the toilet. But anyway,
I have
rejection
out. Oh,
no. Anyway, Ista, it's great to have you on, mate. I think. Shall we get on with it?
Isn't
sorry to contribute to all the stress.
And Americans call it the bathroom.
Yeah, usually you can say toilet or commode.
Ista Phobos is in the shitter.
I like to say the bog.
No,
The
you're in
bog's
sh-
great. I
you're
like
in
that.
shit
The
of
bog
it.
is a great, easier thing to say, but
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so Istaphobos, great to have you on. Let's sort
One
that mic out
ping-
for next time. But anyway,
one
okay.
ping only.
Good evening, chat. We can see you. Hello. We can see
See
you.
ScarJo.
Obviously, everybody's watching George the Giant, but happy birthday, George. But anyway, episode 289, Musings, July 6, 2025. ScarJo. Has ScarJo still got it?
No.
No.
No, like
I thi-
I thought she was pregnant again when I saw the movie.
No, I think she's okay.
Damn.
She looks
Listen,
all
she
right.
have,
She looks okay.
I mean, when she said she's not interested in any male gaze roles anymore, yeah, I get that. I don't
Yeah,
think you have to
'cause,
worry about it.
Yeah, if them the employers tell her to say it. But anyway, okay.
Yeah,
I
if
have
she
a-
had any more flab on her arms, she would be one of the flying dinosaurs.
Jesus.
What are you guys watching? She
I'm
looks
not
all right
touching
to
that.
me.
I
She looks
agree with
alright.
you, Ian. I think that she looks fine. It's not. Here's the thing. I think that the movie makes an effort to try to make her not look good, and they don't want her to act too feminine,
Okay,
and that I don't
bullshit.
like. But even
Yeah.
in spite of all of their efforts, because even at 40 or whatever you're all whining about, she still is a very pleasant looking woman, even at 40. And even with them trying to make her look bad, they still couldn't make her look bad. It's just kind of disappointing that she could be more sexy and more appealing, and they're not going for that here because they're annoying. That part is annoying. But I wouldn't say that she suddenly looks like terrible or something. That's really... I don't
Okay.
think
Who
that's
was
the
that
case.
girl in the Who was the girl in the other Jurassic Park where she had to run in the high heels? She just moaned and moaned and moaned about running
Bryce
in the high
Dallas
heels.
Howard.
Yep.
Yeah, you
Dallas
got
Howard.
bloody what's his name? Chris Pratt muscled up to the
We
to
never
the
moan,
ninth.
though,
Do
do
you know what I
we?
mean? And he didn't moan. He had to put on that muscle thing because he wants
Okay.
to
Oh.
get women to look at him. Do you know
Okay,
what I mean? It's crazy.
we've got some very wise words from Sword in the Storm, Ryan Shalom, my friend. She's a very attractive woman. Grow up.
Yeah,
And
she
on that
is. She's
bombshell.
lovely.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
please,
gonna
like,
say she was on the Bryce Dallas
talking.
Howard diet. Okay.
Talking.
I disagree because Bryce
Jesus.
Dallas Howard gained a significant weight from movie to movie, and
She did.
especially in the third one, where I guess initially the studio kind of wanted her to lose weight, but because she
Yeah.
made a big stink of it, then they made it like, no, she doesn't have to lose no weight.
Welcome to body shaming on.
No,
somebody's
the
channel.
thing
No,
is,
but
it's not. It's
he's
not
right.
body shaming. It's not body shaming, and I'll explain why. Because if
Nothing
somebody
to do
walked
with me.
into, if somebody now, as I'm streaming with you, walked into my living room with a check for $10 million and said, "Hey, do you want to be in the latest Jurassic Park? Just lose like 20 pounds right now. Go to the gym every day, and here's $10 million." And you know what I would do? I would leave you hanging right now. You could continue to talk to like Mega Geek for hours, and I'd run to the gym, take the check. I take the check, go to the bank first and cash it, run to the gym, and I'd live at that gym until they film me, and I'd lose all the weight that they want because I got $10 million.
I'd do it for $2.
Yeah. Is
For
it 10
$2.
10 million?
There you go.
You do that.
We'll come in. Look, we'll come in.
Yep.
World Swap Shop wrenched. I
Brown
just-
would do this for a $2 super chat.
But you're right though,
I'm
because
cheap.
but the thing is, what I've learned at the people that make films in LA through my friend again, they're not allowed to say you're fat. They're not allowed to say you've gained weight. So when you've got an actress, and
You've
she's
gained
obviously
weight,
gained
haven't you,
weight,
Ian?
what the hell do you say to them if you're not allowed to say those words?
Well, yeah.
What do you say to them?
There was the third Jurassic Park or Jurassic World film. Well, that was Colin Trevorrow, right? That did that one. The studio actually told Bryce Dallas Howard. They said you need to lose weight so that you look like your character in the previous films.
Yeah.
And Colin Trevorrow told them, "No, I'm not going to tell her that. She can come on here as in whatever weight she has. It's fine." Like, so he was the one that decided she could show up and look heavier than she did in the previous film.
I'm going to be a complete dick now and say that if
Really?
Ron Howard wasn't her father, she may not even be in that position. It's like, as Hollywood royalty, she probably made a few calls and somebody said, "How dare you tell my daughter that she gained
How dare
weight?"
you?
And then everybody
dare
just
you?
shut their mouths and she
How
went
dare
and
you? How
ate
dare you?
burgers and stuff.
Also, I don't understand this logic. Okay, they don't want to look fit for the movie, yet they want to look fit for the red carpet. How does that make any sense? How? Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. You know?
Don't know.
I want to be clear. I wasn't saying she's ugly, but she's definitely a little chunkier than like the Black Widow. And for somebody playing a badass mercenary who thinks she's in a rom-com, because every time someone says
Bryce
to her,
Howard
she
Dallas
giggles.
was that ugly as a baby. Her old man had to tie a bone around her neck so the dog would play with her.
Now, Brown.
That was a joke. Obviously, joke's on me. Did I kill that then?
Yes.
Yes.
Moving on.
Moving on quickly. Moving on. Oh, la, la, la. So, Jurassic World Rebirth. Big release this week, I do believe, boys. Who would like to go first? Who's seen it?
I've seen it.
I've seen it too.
I've seen it.
Okay. Z, who shall we pick first?
Anybody at random.
Dip, dog shit, you are not it. Ian,
Right. Okay, I'm not shit, which is good.
are we doing spoilers? It is spoilt though, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess we can do spoilers.
We're doing spoilers.
Okay, so
folks.
I asked it was my brother's birthday, so I asked him what. I was said to him, let's go to the cinema. What do you want to see? I said, there's this really good film called F1, and I've seen it. It's really good. And he went, nah.
No.
And he goes, what about a Jurassic World film? And I said to him, I hear it's really bad. He goes, oh no, but it's Jurassic Park. And I was like, okay. So reluctantly, I went to see it with him.
Question though, Ian, is he the one who sat on your Enterprise?
Actually, it is. It is.
Oh, fuck it. You really do
Anyway.
need to get another brother.
Anyway, so what did I think of this film?
Christ.
I thought the film was dull as ditch water. It really was very, very dull. Even the sequences where you're meant to be on the edge of your seat was dull.
Yeah.
What I didn't understand was that Gareth Edwards is a decent director, yet I wasn't on the edge of my seat. I didn't care about any of the characters. There were too many characters in there. White man bad as always. A little bit of girl boss in there, but not much. It was bland. It was just bland. Even when the dinosaurs are chasing people, it was just bland. And you know what, right? When you see the dinosaurs the first time you see them, they just look CGI. There must be something wrong with me. Everybody keeps saying the effects are so much better than the original Jurassic Park, but why did the ones in Jurassic Park look so realistic and looked like they were actually there than the stuff that I saw in this film?
It's the
It
gold
just doesn't
standard,
make any
though.
sense to me.
They used a mixture of models and animatronics as well as
Yeah.
CGI.
That
But
was
in
the
this,
first one,
they're
Yeah.
wasn't it?
completely
Yeah.
reliant on CGI. And
Yeah, so
therefore it just
Yeah.
doesn't look right.
it doesn't, so just I'm not going to give away too many spoilers, but there's a family in this. For some reason, they're in a boat in the same waters as You're Not Supposed to Be There waters. So
Yeah,
and they
Father
get
of the
attacked by-
Year there.
Yeah, they get attacked by a dinosaur, right? And this mission, these people with ScarJo and it rescues them and stuff like that. And then they get separated. What was the point of them being in it? If you took them out of it, it wouldn't make any difference to the story whatsoever. It made no difference.
They needed a mechanism to get kids into the movie because there always needs to be kids in a Jurassic
But
Park.
stupid,
Honestly,
isn't it?
You've got to have innocence in peril.
Honestly, I
Yeah,
have a somewhat different opinion than you. I actually thought that the idea of a family arriving at, like, let's say a location that there's dinosaurs when people thought there was none left and arriving there by accident could have made for an interesting movie in and
But
of
they
itself.
didn't.
Without the mercenaries, because at least there
Yeah.
I can see there's a personal story there and they're surprised that there's dinosaurs and they didn't know that they were there. So I think that that's a little more interesting. The mercenaries going there is the dumber part for me.
Okay, right, but if the island was restricted and no one was supposed to go in, how comes there wasn't boats in around that area and satellites and stuff like that?
None of
How
that
come
makes
they
sense.
immediately- yeah,
Nobody
immediately-
should have been
Okay,
able to get to
okay.
this island.
Exactly.
It's absolute nonsense.
Okay,
This part.
Okay.
Well, they did
But it-
address that.
talking.
Yeah.
But if you're, say, if you're a viewer of a younger age, younger people like dinosaurs, are they going to be seeing stuff like that?
The thing is, right, though, look, I can't even look after seeing the film, right? I can't even remember when I saw the T-Rex, although the T-Rex was in it, right? I
Mark
can't even
Bolan.
remember. I can't. And also, right, the monster at the end, right? You hardly saw him. It was like, okay, you saw his big head, you saw his legs, and that was it. It wasn't. Remember in the first Jurassic Park, the first time you saw the T-Rex, you saw all of it, right? No smoke. It was just a rain. You saw it, right? And the dangers was real. First of all, you had the what is it? The lamb's leg hits the car, the water and the cup. Do you know what I mean? It's all well directed. This, they just kind of just shove it in your face, and that's that. Do you know what I mean? It really was dull. It's so
you go.
dull. I'm so disappointed with this director.
Here you
Very
go, folks.
disappointed.
Similex wrenched. 8-year-olds and common people love dinosaurs, idiots.
Yeah, I mean,
True.
kids fucking love dinosaurs. It doesn't matter how bad the plot gets. It's
Yeah.
dinosaurs. Kids are going to love it. They have done for decades and decades, and they always will. They'll pump out another 10 of these.
This is
Yeah,
They copied two scenes, didn't they? Copied the Jaws scene, and they copied the sequence with the two kids in the first Jurassic Park film. And I'm sitting there going, with my hands in the air, like I
Okay.
just
I
don't
don't
care.
care.
It's just
Yeah.
ridiculous. Yeah. Anyway, it wasn't very good.
This is a genuine franchise that just prints money, isn't it? Effectively.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are always going to have people go to see them. It's just this time the parents are going to be bored while their kids are having a lot of fun
Yeah.
watching the dinosaurs.
Esther, you watched this, yes?
Yeah. And like I was saying earlier, I'm not saying Scarlett Johansson is ugly, but she's supposed to be this rough and tumble badass mercenary, and she was acting like she was in a rom-com. She was like giggling every time somebody said a word. She's like hee 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 hee. It's like, so are you a mercenary? She's like, they call us private security. Hee 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 hee. Like, she was in a different movie than everybody else was in. But the bottom line was, man, I couldn't care about anybody. I just didn't.
Yeah.
The one person in the movie I liked was the little girl, the little sister. She was actually funny. Like nobody else. I'm just like hoping. I'm just waiting for everyone's turn to get eaten, because there were no characters in this movie.
Here you go, folks. Vex Electronica Ranch Lovex. I'm excited to see this on Wednesday. Hashtag we stand with Retardsaurus.
Downsaurus.
So I'd just like to say, right?
yeah.
We knew that guy wasn't going to get killed at the ending. We knew it because of the color of his skin. So there you go.
Actually,
Jesus.
I read an article that they actually had in the screenplay that he does die, and they filmed an ending which he does die. But after studio meddling and a test screening that people were sad, they actually used the other ending that he doesn't die, and that's according to the article what happened. That actually the actor himself thought it would be more meaningful for the character if he did die, but people want to sell toys. And I think that that's also part of the problem with this franchise at this point. It's just like people were saying here, like a money printer. But with all that being said, I didn't hate the movie. I thought it was dumb. I thought the screenplay wasn't good. I thought it was preposterous and stupid. Yet I sat there, and for some reason, I don't know why, I didn't hate it. It's not a great movie. It's not even a good movie.
Do you like dinosaurs?
I somehow the dinosaurs on the screen were enough. Like I kind of just. It was pleasant to see the dinosaurs, I guess.
Do you have the mind of a child?
I feel like I'm a child. I have an inner child or something. I don't know.
Okay.
But there was no tension. You didn't care about any of the characters.
You're right about everything.
It's
Everything you
that's the
said is
thing.
correct.
It doesn't
You're-
work. The film, and also he's going on. We shot it on 35. What the fuck difference does it make if you shot it on 35? You can't even rouse us in our seats. Do you know what I mean? You did a bad job.
Gareth Edwards has some good visual capabilities, but he's not
That's
a good
right.
director for actual scenes with actor. He has sort of a Zack Snyder type of problem, but in a different way. Maybe he does do a lot of times. I think he does do visual effects well. He's never really good with actors. The screenplay, that's not his fault, is not a very good screenplay. It's that's putting it mildly. There's a lot of issues with the movie. I can see how it's making money, and even when I sat and watched in the theater and somehow found certain aspects of it pleasant, as dumb as it was, I could tell that if I somehow didn't hate every minute of it, it's going to make money.
The one thing I noticed when I was watching this is that, damn, Mahershala Ali is not going to be Blade. He already looks older than Wesley Snipes in this, and he's a good actor. But I'm watching him on the conning tower in the boat, and I'm like, oh, he missed his window. He's not going to be Blade.
Okay. Any
Ooh.
positives? Any positives from this movie?
Yeah, it
the
was
ending when it
watchable.
finished.
Yeah, it was. That's what I'm saying.
No,
It-
yeah, I'm not saying it was
When you
terrible.
got out of the theater.
I mean,
Yeah.
half of the movies I've watched, I walk out before they're finished. At least this one, the time passed and it wasn't torture. I was thinking a lot about, how bad the movie was, but it really was more like it's not good, but it is watchable.
Okay.
It's entertaining. There's always something to keep you.
You see,
Yeah, and
what
it
was
wasn't
missing?
offensive. The movie didn't
What
yell
was
at me
missing?
and call me stupid.
Go on here.
What was missing was the horror of, like, so if you watch the first one, the second one wasn't very good, but it was directed by Spielberg. There were some wonderful moments in the second one, but the screenplay was terrible. Like the bit with the glass on in the what is it, in the big van thing, and then the grass bit where they're all coming towards them. That was real tension there. But this had none of it. When it was climbing on the cliff face to get the egg from the whatever, right? In the cave. Why wasn't there any tension there? Why wasn't, and then he falls off and he survives. What the fuck? How do you
Even
know
when
how
they're-
big
It was a
that
reshoot.
cliff is? Was
Even
it?
when
It was a backup. Like I'm saying, the screenplay had him die. The initial scene is that he died. They filmed an
Right.
additional scene because the studio was complaining about the screenplay where he doesn't die. So just so they have that option, they tried a test screening where he dies and people were sad or something. And the studio, more importantly, was sad. So they used the ending that he doesn't die, even though it doesn't make sense that he didn't die. But they're just like, fuck
Okay.
it.
yeah,
Go on.
even when the family was getting attacked at the beginning of the movie, like I knew nothing bad. There was no tension. There was no sense of character. And even though they're out on an island, it didn't have the sense of adventure that the original Jurassic
Okay,
Park.
what's this? I've heard this. T-Gun, hello, my friend. The fucking Snickers wrapper. That's what they came up with. I felt like the film insult. God, what's that about then?
Well, basically, this guy was eating Snickers.
We all know it's a
and his
marathon
wrapper.
bar, anyway.
Yeah, exactly. His wrapper flew out and it went into the door and it short circuited something, and then whatever.
What?
Yeah, that's not how laboratories work, but you just sort of you just put a lampshade on that and keep going.
I actually think that scene with the Snickers set the tone of the movie. Like when I saw this, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a ridiculous, campy, and stupid and preposterous movie. You know what? It's good that they got that out of the way right out the gate, because I knew exactly what this movie was shaping up to be, and it didn't disappoint me because I expected nothing.
Snickers is a reference to JP3.
Oh, I thought it was a reference to what Scarlett Johansson kept eating during the movie filming.
Okay.
There's that bit in it where they were sitting in a boat, ScarJo and the Blade wannabe fella, and they were talking about the loss of someone, and I couldn't give a shit why she was upset. I didn't even care. I listened.
Well, she kept laughing.
Yeah, exactly. She wasn't really sad, was she? And it's like
They paid
why
her.
put
They
that
paid her
in?
$20 million to be in this movie. That's why she keeps giggling, because she probably knows this movie sucks. But anytime like they roll the camera, she's thinking, "I just got $20 million," and she goes, "Hee hee."
Yeah, I swear she thought she was in a rom-com, man. She kept making goo-goo eyes at the doctor guy, and then walking off.
Have we got a submarine coming in? Vex Electronica Wrenched. When Grant found the kid, he offered him a Snickers. And there were Snickers in the vending machine at the abandoned lab, too.
But see, that's the difference between look, Spielberg got the screenplay right, and then he, was written for him for the first one. Then he twisted it. He twisted the screenplay so to actually make rack the tension up high. That's what Gareth Edwards should have done. The bit on the cliff face, they should have racked up the tension. The bit where they get the dinosaur egg, they should have racked up the tension instead of it just coming in and trying to bite them. Do you know what I mean? That's what they should have done. If Edwards accepted the screenplay like that, then he's an arse. If that was me and I got the screenplay, I'm like, no, this is. We have to rack this up. This is dull. If you can't tell a script is dull when you're reading it, then there's no hope for you, is there?
He's just getting paid though. It's a job. He's getting paid.
If he gets paid and he didn't care about the screenplay, then he was the wrong man for the job. That's all I can say. You know what I mean? I don't blame him if he's just going to take the money.
Yeah, and if you've ever been boating, none of the stuff on the water made any sense in terms of the size of the boats and the water level. And Barbados is 1,000 miles north of the equator, for God's sake.
Here you go, Ian. I think this is here you go. Vex Electronica Ranch. Spielberg never understood JP. That's exactly why we've never got even a semi-passable sequel. He fooked it from the get-go.
He did, but again, right? You can't take this away from him. There was some great edge of your seat scenes in the second one, and he knew it was a dud anyway. That's why he stopped after 2. You know what I mean? And he would eject the third one. Do you know, just like he did with Indiana Jones, ejected all 3.
I like the third one. I think 1 and 3 are probably the best of the original Jurassic Parks.
I will say this one
the
was
only good one to date. Sorry,
this one was better than the last 2, and the reason the first one's good is because Michael Crichton wrote it.
Well, it was a screenplay by what's his face, the same guy who wrote this one.
Yeah, but it was based they just
very
took out
loosely
some stuff in the book. No, it was
loosely. No, the first one is loosely based on the screenplay, very loosely.
Here you go, Vex Electronica Ranch. JP is a good movie, but it is a terrible adaptation. It goes everything that is good about the original source material.
But that's what I'm saying. So Spielberg takes something and he turns it into a movie. He turns it into a Spielberg movie. Same thing he did with Jaws, the same thing he did with Jurassic Park. I think he did a great job, but it's nothing like the novel. It really isn't. And I think she's right. Do you know what I mean? So that's what Gareth Edwards should have done. Sorry. Yeah.
Gareth Edwards doesn't have what it takes. Gareth Edwards is good at he's good at doing visuals. He's not good at writing anything. He's not good at directing characters, especially with emotions. Part of the reason Rogue One is shit, as you would like to say, Ian, is because he couldn't direct those actors if his life depended on it. He's not an actor's director. The main thing he can do is he understands like this kind of having certain shots and how to involve effects in the shots. He would be probably a good director of photography, cinematographer, things like that. But I don't think he has what it takes to be like an A-list director, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think that's too much praise on him either, because he did Ready Player One, and that was dog poo.
Yeah, that's why I liked the little girl. She was the only actor that really believed that her character. Everyone else just felt like they were reciting lines. I didn't believe any of what was happening there in terms of the characters, except for the little girl who's like stealing candy.
Do you remember that sequence
boyfriend
in the first one when the 2 kids run and those 2 velociraptors come into the room? And there's that wonderful scene where they're hiding and he turns his head and he sees the spoon. Or you see the reflection of them, and it tries to run towards them, but it's a reflection, and it bangs into the reflection of the door. So so that's what I'm saying. Spielberg has this way of taking something and adding stuff, adding, so that you're on the edge of your seat. When Gareth Edwards directed the action scenes in this one, it was just bland. There was nothing there. You know, all right, dinosaur attacks, okay, but what could you add to it? And he added nothing to it. Absolutely nothing.
They fly now.
I mean? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Okay, so those who've watched it, then sentence and mark out of 10. Ian,
I'm going to be generous, I guess.
just a sentence to sum it up, and then marks out of 10.
In my opinion, it wasn't very good, but I guess kids will like it. So 3. I'll give it a 3.
Ooh. Ister?
Better than the last two. 5.5 out of 10.
Look, bad foot coming in. Damn. Price?
Well, for me, with the understanding this is a stupid movie, but I guess I didn't expect much of it and I didn't really care. I didn't hate the movie. So usually for me, anything under a 60 is like a failing grade. I would give this movie maybe like a 69. It's
There
like
were
a
misses.
What'd you say?
No, carry on.
It's a stupid, forgettable movie, but I didn't completely suffer watching it. And if I sit and watch a movie and at least there's parts of it that I think are mildly fun, then whatever. It's not a great or even good movie, but I wouldn't give it a failing grade.
Okay, so you would give it 6.9 out of 10 is what you're saying?
I think so, yeah.
Wow, okay. Right. Okay.
Again, my grading system is different than
It's
Ian's.
fucked.
He has a strange...
Yes, it's fucked.
What'd you say?
Nothing, carry on.
I have a different grading system than Ian.
We know what you do.
Under 60 is a failure, so 69 I think is fair. And not to shamelessly plug myself, that didn't
But you're
sound
going
good.
to.
That didn't sound good of me plugging myself. But what I wanted to say is that I have a really decent review of this movie on my
do?
main channel.
I watched
Post
it.
the link
I
in
watched
the chat, my
I
friend.
watched it. I thought it was very good. So there you go.
Was it better than the film?
It's better than what I said. Put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, much better than
Price,
the film.
Price, put the link in the chat.
Okay, I'll do that right now.
Shall we start going through it? Okay. Jurassic World Rebirth debuts with, this is not bad, is it? 318.3 million worldwide. Biggest opening of 2025 so far.
See, did you know what, right? This really pisses me off, right? Why are they
Yeah.
trying to mollycoddle kids now, right? When the first Jurassic Park happened, people got eaten. A guy got eaten on the toilet, for God's sakes. In this,
What?
right, they're saying that they reshot a scene so that black guy wouldn't die. They reshot a scene so the guy who fell off the cliff and millions of miles and dropped in the water won't die. What kind of a generation are we tending to now?
Well, that's why it's made
Generation that
300.
don't want to get hurt and don't want to get scared.
That's why it's
yeah.
made 318 million because of that.
No, that's not why. That's not why it made that money.
I know, I just made
Kids
that
love
up.
Dinosaurs.
Prof.
Yeah, pussies.
Yes.
That's what we're raising. Like a bunch of pussies. They're not interested in anything that doesn't happen out there, that happens outside of their little piece of black glass.
Anything that hurts them, they don't want to know.
And all that.
Oh
Oh
my
yeah,
God,
they
so
don't even
triggered.
want to be in. They don't even want to go and have relationships with other people because that relationship might end and they might get hurt.
Okay. They don't even want to go
So-
to work because they're all on
That's
benefits.
Let me tell you something, right, about films, okay, right? It's been proven time and time again. No one knows anything when it comes to finished movies. I'll give you an example, right? When Tarantino finished Pulp Fiction, he had his friends watch it. All these famous directors, every one of them hated it, right? One director said to him, when it gets released, I'll write a thesis and tell you what's wrong with the film. Then it ends up winning the Palme d'Or. Then it ends up winning, screenplay. So nobody knows fuck about movies.
Did it,
to have a screenplay, to have a screening of this film, and people saying they don't want so and so to die, they don't want this to die. It's crap. It's only those
Did
people
it-
that were there.
Did it win the
Sorry.
Shaking Stevens Award as well? The Green Door.
I don't know.
I'm
mate.
here all
I
week.
didn't even know what that joke means.
Ian, why do you think
Really,
now the only way that we can show any sort of affection towards anyone between anyone that's of the opposite sex now is just headbutts? That's all we get
Exactly.
now. We don't
Yes.
get kisses. We don't get
No.
warm embraces. You know, we don't have sex scenes. No, we have headbutts. We have that's the only way.
Definitely
that,
no anal.
And it was obvious that the ScarJo, character fancied the guy with the glasses. There was something there between them, wasn't there? And then there was nothing. Do you know what I mean? Not a kiss, not a hug, anything, nothing.
Cheers,
You know?
Fats. Fats got my joke. Cheers, Fats. Appreciate you, man. Did I kill it again? Sorry. Fuck.
It's all right. Move along.
Yeah, let's move along. Listen, folks, it made a ton of money. It's probably going to do well next week as well. Okay.
Yeah, it will.
Shall
It
we,
will do well.
Shall we sidestep then?
Nope.
Oh, God.
Oh, the
Dinosaur.
Downosaurus.
Yeah, I know. Ugly thing it was.
It is an
really
ugly
was.
thing.
Can you
Wasn't
hear
even
me
cool.
typing on my iPad? Yes. If you told me, this is epic, Mike. If you told me 10 years ago, the big scary dino in Jurassic Park would be a T-Rex with Down syndrome who doesn't fully appear until the last 10 minutes of the movie, I would have laughed in your face.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It is pathetic. It's so ugly. It's ridiculous.
Oh, and I failed to mention the whole little xenomorph scene at the beginning where it totally looks like an alien that's eating the guy in the lab. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's set up a completely different set of expectations for the end of this film.
Mm.
Who's banging? Because I'm going to kick them in the head.
That would be a feat.
Over
I'm
the
booking-
internet.
I'm booking my ticket as we speak. Okay. Have we done with this?
Yeah, move along.
I honestly
Go
don't know
on.
if there's another slide. Or maybe so.
Oh, no.
I mean,
Oh.
I'm done with it. I couldn't even be bothered to see it. So.
Who's this then? Ian, who's this idiot? Saw JW Rebirth. I was on the edge of my seat waiting for this paint by numbers rubbish to end.
Yep, that was me. It was like, ugh.
Not
Yeah.
a fan.
Terrible movie. Not a fan. Awful movie.
Who's got aircon going?
Move along.
Let's move on. This stream's getting derailed. Sorry, folks. Okay.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I do believe there was the remainder of this dropped. Iron
Is
Iron
it,
Chart.
Iron
Is it-
Shard.
is it true she made a pact with the devil at the end or
Yes.
something?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So I don't know who
Oh.
all watched it. I know Price and I did. Oh,
She's a
that's,
liar. She's a thief. She
Yep.
murders people.
Yep.
And then she
What?
tops it off by making a deal with the literal Marvel devil himself.
Yes, Mephisto, the literally the version of Mephistopheles in the Marvel universe, who Faust would have made the deal with the devil with. Yes, that's how we wrap up this series, and quite clearly going to be wrapping up her story.
Yeah, so much for the redemption arc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh yeah. The last 3 episodes of this were atrocious. Every bit as bad as the first 3. And the defenders, the shills that have been trying to push this thing, it's just. Oh, this is the worst thing Marvel's ever done. It is absolutely awful.
So, did you watch all the episodes?
I did. Yep.
I did as well.
Can I ask a
Shit.
question, right? Why is Hollywood trying to push evil in their movies? I mean, this is not
Don't
the
know.
first
Because-
thing with
I know.
kind of evil in it.
I'll
know.
tell you, I think I have the answer for it.
I know.
Basically, in the past, it used to be seemingly clear what good and evil was, but now they're trying to show that certain things that maybe you thought were bad weren't bad the way you thought. Meaning, for example, people that didn't like the U.S. or the West. Now it's trying to show them in a more positive light, so maybe you empathize why they hate you and things like that. And you may think this is stupid, but this is just part of that weird, I don't know if to call it commie propaganda or whatever it is.
Decolonization.
Yeah, all this
Destroy
weird.
the West.
If you're
Yeah,
the West is colonizers and crappy, and they want to say that you're crappy, that's all part of it.
Yeah.
Z, you watched Iron Shot, yes? You've been
Unfortunately, I did. It was absolute fluffing garbage.
Why'd you
Absolutely.
put
There's
yourself through
nothing, nothing redeeming about Ray Williams whatsoever. He's quite
Nothing.
the villain.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest with you.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
she's a villain.
This is a villain origin story. This is not the story of a hero. This is somebody who is desperate for the recognition of her greatness and is constantly seeking out, lucre. She's constantly seeking out more money and more recognition for just how amazing she is. She's an absolute narcissistic personality disorder all the way, top to bottom. She is a horrible person. She does awful things. But we're supposed to believe, they try to tell us over and over that we're supposed to feel something for her. We're supposed to care about her because, she lost her stepdad and her best friend / sister, and we're supposed to feel so much for her because she's so trodden upon. If she were Tony Stark, she would be beloved, but she's not because she's a young black woman. It is
It's got
embarrassingly
absolutely
awful.
nothing to do with the fact
No.
that she's black. She's just an awful
Nothing.
character.
She's a
and
terrible
an awful
person.
human being.
Yeah. And then in the end, as we've mentioned, so she has her fight with the sort of the villain of the piece, which is Parker, who has been, we find out, all of this stuff that he's been doing, all of the ridiculous schemes that he's had, the heists that they've done have been so that he can get back at his dad. It's all about
His
it's all about
dad,
daddy
yeah,
issues.
the deadbeat dad that abandoned him.
Well, we've all got daddy issues, but go on.
So all the BS about we're urban Robin Hoods and all that
Robin,
stuff,
Robin,
total
Robin.
lies, total lies.
What?
Yeah,
He was-
there's one more thing here, which is the establishment of the idea that if you say it, it's good enough. She's like, I don't want to hurt people. Then she proceeds to hurt a ton of people. I don't want to steal anything. And she proceeds, I keep thinking peaceful protest. As long as you say it, you're covered, and then your actions don't really reflect anything bad upon you.
Here you go, folks.
So,
World of Swap Shop Wrenched. Hello, swappers. She's a blatant self-insert of all the libtards that have taken over modern Hollywood.
That's very right. Swap Shop. So yeah, we get her going up against Parker again, who we find out that all of his stuff
Who's
about
Parker?
being an urban Robin, the hood,
Yes, my
the
lady.
hood.
Oh, I was thinking that. Yes, my lady. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
and-
franchised.
As
as long as you're repressed, you
yeah.
can justify any of your actions.
justify all of those things.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay,
you
okay.
oppressed and just make sure to say you're doing good things, and that's enough.
Yeah, but they do discover that Parker that the hoods
Yes, my
is
lady.
gets his powers through
The hood.
magic.
What?
He
Yeah,
gets
also
his-
Thunderbirds.
Is this
Yes.
Thunderbirds? All right.
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
What?
it is. Yeah. The
What?
hood from Thunderbirds is way
Oh,
more fun than this
By
one.
the way, folks, the original series of Thunderbirds is on YouTube. Should check it out. It's
Oh,
fantastic.
very nice.
Sorry, sidestep.
No, but anyway, so they discover that he is powered by magic forces of some kind, and so completely apropos of nothing, her mother says that she needs sort of a cleanse. Her mother's into crystals and new agey
What?
stuff, so takes her to a chocolate shop where we find out the proprietors of the chocolate shop are witches.
Yes.
Yay! We have witches now.
Well, they-
Lesbian witches.
Were they from space?
Yes, but they're
Lesbian space witches.
Were they from
really do
space?
no, they're not from space.
hope. No,
I think one of them went to space on a Jeff Bezos rocket for 10 minutes. Then
could
so it's
be,
okay.
yeah. But
What? Katy Perry.
yes.
Anyway, moving on.
So they use magic. They use magic to enhance her super suit, which her first suit gets destroyed. The one that she had gets completely obliterated. So she has to build a new one, which she makes out of a '71 Plymouth Barracuda, her car that she got at the end of what was the movie?
Okay. I don't know.
yeah.
But I'm in
but
trouble.
just they build her car out of Detroit steel, which is a
What?
terrible idea. Or her suit out of Detroit steel. But anyway, they try to enhance it with magic. And she's told when they do this that, hey, we're playing with dark forces. Magic is unpredictable. It might have, bad things can happen. And she completely ignores all these warnings. And when they enhance her suit with the magic, it ends up killing the AI that she had there of her sister. Right?
What was the AI? Okay.
The AI was of her sister, her sister friend, whatever.
Natalie.
Natalie. Yeah. So she gets erased. And so then after she has her fight with the Hood, frees him from the influence of Mephisto or whatever, she is then pulled in by Mephisto and given the Faustian bargain, and she realized, and, she's lost. Now she's basically lost her sister twice because she lost her once when she was killed and now lost the AI to using the magic. And so basically he tells her that, you could have all of that back. And so, yes, she makes a deal with
the
the devil. That is how this show ends. It is appalling. It is one of the worst things I've ever seen.
It reflects, signing with Kevin Feige and Disney.
I suppose.
But if you don't like it, you're a racist.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
I was
Robert
told
Downey
repeatedly.
Jr. said so.
Yes, I was
Did he?
told repeatedly on X this weekend how much of a KKK member I am, because I think that Riri is a terrible example for young black women.
The only thing I can say about this show is that Sacha Baron Cohen was surprisingly decent in his performance, even though it looked like they woke him up in the middle of the night to film him doing this.
And he just showed up in whatever he had on at the time.
Right. And even so, I thought he brought like much needed character, even in the 5 minutes that you see him. But it's 5-minute character of nothing because this thing is all dumb. But I think that he could have been an interesting person in this universe had it been in a better time, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay. I think this is at you, Prof. Internet Help Desk, French. Will Spot. Hello, my friend. You're in the Kathleen Kennedy Kansas fan club.
Apparently, just because I criticized the story about a young black woman, and yeah, apparently.
Z and myself are in the Kathleen Kennedy Kidderminster fan club, aren't we?
I'm nowhere near kiddies. That's all up to you.
The thing is, if any of us wrote this script about a black woman who steals and doesn't have a father, and there would be like pitchforks lined up outside of our homes.
Burn
Probably
him!
right.
Incredible.
Okay, so what you're saying is then you're recommending this to everybody, yes?
Absolutely.
No.
Everybody needs to go watch this. It is unintentionally perhaps one of the funniest things that has been aired. This is the acolyte of the Marvel universe, and therefore
here you go.
must be consumed. Yeah.
Fat I'm a wrenched. Hello, my friend. See, I was thinking this as well. How bad is this? George was the AI before the rewrites. Yeah, I thought that. Okay.
I'm not sure Disney Plus is worth the cost of the electricity it takes to stream a show.
But how can they not tell that character is a terrible character? They wrote
that
it.
Adam
How can they
Sandler?
not tell?
Oh no! Dominic Thorne learned that Sacha Baron Cohen was playing
Dominique, not Dominic. It's a girl.
Did I misgender her? Oh,
You
fuck.
did.
We don't know what her gender is, man.
Okay,
Okay.
don't worry. I'll edit that out later. Nobody will notice.
Into the sin
Dominic
bin with you.
Thorne learned that Sacha Baron Cohen was playing Mephisto in Iron Shot midway through filming. By the time they gave me the correct name in the script, it was like, whoa, the Reddit guy, the guy from All the Rumors, whoa.
It looks like he's doing his best Adam Sandler impersonation there.
Who cares?
Okay, then.
And he's only in it for like, what, 10 minutes most?
Thank God
Okay.
we've moved on.
Yeah.
Yeah, until Doomsday, she's going to be in that. So
The record-breaking sculpture took over 2,000 man-hours to build. This was a like a structure
that-
on.
That's the Shard, isn't it? The Shard
Yeah,
in London.
yeah.
So what have they done? They've built a Superman on it.
Yes, we can see that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Because I would imagine from ground level, looking right up, you could probably not see it.
Yeah, you probably couldn't.
But
It
anyway,
looks whatever.
yeah, fuck that. Yeah, fuck that. Anyway, let's. Okay.
Let's move along.
Okay, production designer Beth Mickle says James Gunn wanted the Fortress of Solitude in Superman to reflect the Silver Age comics. It's where he has his laboratory, it's where he has a zoo, it's where he has a supercomputer set up, it's where he does his research, it's where he hangs out, it's where he gives Lois one. So we brought a lot of that into design, where it feels like it's a kind of man cave carved into stone, crystals coming out, blah, 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 blah. There's a dog in it.
Did you talk about giving Lois one?
yes, he
Did yes. I slipped that one in, don't worry.
Thing is, though, it's this age isn't very good for Superman as far as I'm concerned. You know what? Sorry, I'll shut up now. It's ridiculous. I don't want to. I probably will go and see it, but it just looks rubbish to me.
When's this out? It's this week, isn't it now?
11,
Yeah, the
11th
official
July,
was Thursday,
11th.
but it'll be out
over
on
here. It's the
Tuesday.
11th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's early previews on Tuesday. I have tickets to that.
I think the embargo ends on Tuesday as
And
well.
yeah, the
correct?
review embargo ends at noon on Tuesday. Noon on the 8th.
My guess is it's going to be okay, but it's not going to be great.
Is it?
And they're going to completely destroy the Superman character by making him soft and shit, like
Whiny.
a teenager screaming and stuff
Yeah.
and whiny. Yeah,
I don't know if
he's not the
Brown's got
stoic
the.
Chris Reeve Superman. He's not the stoic Chris Reeve Superman.
Yeah.
That's
Might have.
Yeah, I don't know if Brown's got the
Might
the
have.
leaked review.
Oh, I saw the tweet. I screen grabbed the tweet, but it was too big to go on the screen. But I've got another.
Is it a good review? Did they like it?
No.
Well, fuck this. We'll get onto it.
Okay. Saw the new Superman. Brutal. Like painfully bad. The flying scenes looked like it was unfinished PS3 cutscenes, and the score tried way too hard to be epic and ended up sounding like a discount Zimmer. The tone was all over the place, like the movie couldn't decide if it was a cartoon or a Marvel copy. Final battle, emotionally empty, CGI soup. The Park Kent scenes were laughable, forced. Interesting.
Other than that, it's not a bad movie.
The one thing I'll say is that sometimes we run into these kind of Snyder bros that is because it's not
Yeah.
Snyder, they'll just hate whatever they see.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a hell of a
Maybe.
campaign against it already.
Right,
Bless
but
you.
I still think that it's probably going to be mediocre, like Ian said.
That was Bob Iger's review, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the one
Is
thing
it-
I can totally believe is that the tone is going to be all over the place. I get a lot of that from the trailer.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Melvin has placed a variety status. I assume this is the slide that's coming up in a minute.
Is that the review for Variety?
No, it's something
No,
else.
no,
not
yeah,
going
no.
to
The
Snowden.
review that got leaked was from the reviewer at the Daily Beast.
Right.
It was accidentally posted. It wasn't when it wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah.
But so it was only up for like a half hour or so. But a lot of people grabbed it, and no, it was not a kind review.
Internet's
Yeah, do
found
you
that.
think that was a genuine accident or a
I do think
strategic?
it was.
Okay.
No, I think that was a genuine mistake because they'll have a price to pay as a company for that.
Again, right? Why do they have to make male characters so soft in our movies? I don't. Well, I really know the answer. I just thought I'd throw it out there again. Really,
That's just the way it is at the moment, Ian. We're not allowed any strong role models.
It's ridiculous. We should be allowed it. They should be very wary that they're not making enough money to make Hollywood work again, and doing shit like this is only going to make it worse. They know it, but again, they're on a mission to actually groom kids in this way.
Oh, God.
That escalated quickly.
Shooting from the hip, courtesy of Mega Geek.
But it's true. That's what they're doing. They're trying to take their what they think reality is today and shove it into the world and try and make it real. But there's people like us that are going, "This is shit." Do you know what I mean? So the more people like us, the better it'll be for the future, in my opinion. So there you go.
I would just say good evening to the people who were turning up to watch us start and do this. Sorry, folks. Early because I got real life stuff going on. Sorry, folks. Last minute real life stuff. Sorry, folks. Okay. Shall we do the... yes. Here you go. Look. Franco Walker wrench.
I can shove it.
Yes. Okay. Let's sidestep.
Oh, God,
This
that
is what
costume
dropped
looks like
today.
shit.
James Gunn says Superman is about and that came from other places and how we lost the value of basic human kindness. It's all about... What do you reckon to that?
I don't care.
I was going to call him
an
an ingrate instead of that other word, or a Ulysses S. Grant.
We'll see. We'll see. All we do is just watch the film. We'll all come back here and we'll tell you whether it's any good or not.
Here you go. Bob Smith 9866 wrenched deport Superman. Well, if he landed in UK, not a chance, pal. Bit of politics.
Well, one thing I can say is that James Gunn, in my opinion, is not the good marketer that Warner Brothers thinks that he is. I think that they shouldn't let him speak at all. And I also didn't like, in general, otherwise, the trailers and the posters. I've liked no marketing for this movie, but I'm still going to go and watch it with an open mind because I'm really hoping it's not as bad as it seems, and maybe it'll be at least semi-okay.
Punchable face wrenched, my friend. Does he get deported by Iceman?
Maybe he does.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people are being outraged about this, and it's unnecessary. I mean, Superman was created by 2 Jewish immigrants. There's nothing wrong with it.
Easy.
So I appreciate there's a lot up in the air at the moment about immigration, but I think they're being true to the character.
Wrenched. He would have a 20-minute interview asking if he was okay, and then be moved into a 4-star hotel. Yes,
And then straight into the course
Given a mobile.
running in the lunchroom.
Yeah.
the bike is waiting outside for Deliveroo. Okay.
Well,
Is this- Go on.
technically, Superman is a refugee anyway. His
you
planet
mean
was
this?
blowed up.
It was
Yeah.
blowed up.
I spelled it wrongs though.
Okay. Is France being blowed up at the moment then? Right, okay. Is this sabotaging his own film?
He ain't
No.
helping.
Or is he just let his
Unintentionally,
mouth run
yes.
away with him?
It's not sabotaging it, but I would say it would be ill-advised.
Thing is, though, he lives in a bubble. People that live in LA, they live in a bubble. They don't see outside the bubble, and they think saying things like this is going to make things better. It's not. That's the thing, you know.
Yeah.
Nope.
I don't think the people that are online that will see Gunn, we've already decided whether or not we're going to see it. The normies aren't really going to hear any of this. I don't think it's going to sabotage it, but it's certainly not helping. And it makes me wonder exactly what he's trying to do.
Okay. I suppose we can take one crumb of comfort from this. At least he's got his own. At least he's got his own accommodation and he's not being moved into a council house. Bit of politics. Let's move on.
I was going to say Rachel
Ooh.
Brosnahan's pretty hot. That's a good.
Okay, James Gunn says Adria. Help me out.
Adria Arona.
would be a great Wonder Woman, but that is not why she's following her on social media. She was in a movie that I made 7 years ago. I followed her there, and I didn't just follow her.
That means she's going to be Wonder Woman because she's friends with her.
Yeah,
That's
any of
the
his
woman
friends.
who had grape juice in Andor, by the way.
Even though she's probably not right. I don't know. You can't tell by that picture. She looks hot, though. She looks hot. So.
Yeah, she was in Andor. She was the woman who had the big controversy.
She could get it.
I never watched Andor.
She could, she could be okay. I feel, yes.
I just feel that Wonder Woman needs more at the top. Do you know what I mean? Like Linda Carter, more. If you know what
Boobs.
I mean. Yeah, that's what she needs.
1 hour
more at the top.
I would think you would want Wonder Woman to look more Grecian than Latina, but whatever.
No, look, this idea of Wonder Woman with an accent is stupid. Just stick with the original. She's a goddess. She could have an American accent. That'd be cool. I don't care.
Bigger diddies. Hello, Dr. Dave. Bigger diddies.
She just really needs to look hot because she's wearing that costume. She really needs to look hot. She's got to have a bit of muscle on her as well. That's what I reckon. Not too much, but unlike Gal Gadot, who's a skinny little thing.
I think she's in her early 30s, so she's at the right age to play. She could do okay for 10 years.
Kal-El, no.
And on that bombshell.
Just do that with a Spanish accent, and then
I wouldn't mind Tracy Spiridakos playing Wonder Woman.
Okay. I saw this. I thought this is quite good. Netflix is teaming up with NASA to stream live rocket launches, astronaut spacewalks, mission coverage, and views of Earth from the International Space Station.
Netflix is on a mission to take over the world when it comes to media. They are. So I'm serious. They've literally teamed up with France. There's a mix. They're mixing the channels with Netflix, and they're doing things like this. And they've got games on Netflix now, so they really want to decimate YouTube because YouTube is the only thing that's standing in their way to have total domination when it comes to media. That kind of media, that is.
So
I've heard this from loads of sources. Sorry, carry on. Sorry.
No, so when a rocket breaks and strands astronauts up there for 8 months, are they going to stream that too?
Yeah, they get Elon to
Probably.
send them in.
Probably.
My microphone was on mute, and I was actually saying that I think Adria Arjona is overrated, but that was my opinion.
Agree.
Should we go
But
back?
now we can talk about this NASA thing. Sorry.
Should we just go back and slip that in?
No, it's okay. It's okay. I was on
Price.
mute and
Have you got
nobody could hear
any Price? You got any views on Adri?
I think she's
Arjona
overrated.
Before we move on,
I think she's overrated. I know people laugh. They say that Gal Gadot wasn't not a great actress or whatever. You can say whatever you want. I did think she looked the part more than Adria Arjona. And in general, it's Adria Arjona is like the recent thing that Hollywood is trying to build up. And I'm not buying it. I think she's all right, but she's not that great.
how do you feel about large breasts?
Why don't they just get an unknown to play Wonder Woman? Find the right type of actress instead of going for people that have been in TV shows or been a model, whatever. Find someone that's right for the role.
Bella Emberg.
That's not going to happen because they choose people based on their Instagram following now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
God. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
we're never going to get a bombshell to play Wonder Woman.
And on that bombshell, literally. Netflix is teaming up with NASA to stream live rocket launches, astronaut spacewalks, mission coverage of views of Earth and international space. Yeah. What do we think to that then, boys?
So long as they don't cut the stream when things go wrong.
No, when they see a UFO, then that's when they cut the stream. They cut the stream when they see UFOs, yeah.
Listen, it takes 4 hours to pressurize to do a spacewalk. I think this is going to be a lot more boring than people realize. Yeah, they're not at sea level pressure up there in the capsule, and you have to slowly pressure the
there's something there's something very therapeutic about watching spacewalks.
We don't usually see them in real time, is what I'm saying.
Okay, well, NASA from their website streams.
Oh yeah.
Gavin
I do,
Blackburn wrenched. I love you, Gavin. I remember watching. Yeah, so do I. Challenger launch live on
Yeah.
John Craven's Newsround, sponsored by
7-Up. Yep, I
Oh, yeah.
remember that.
Favorite
Oh
drink.
yeah, I was at the age. My wife is the same. We were at the age. We were in elementary school, and we were all brought around to watch TV. We were going to watch the space launch because there was a teacher on the flight, and so everyone was real excited about the kids all getting to
Damn.
watch this space launch. And then, yeah,
Shocker, wasn't it? It was a shocker. It
That
was
was
just like,
horrible. That was
Yeah.
horrible.
The joke
As
the
a
next
kid, I
day-
didn't quite get it either. I mean, I was
Oh, we
with the
got
kids. I was with the kids in the class, and they rolled out the TV and they pressed play, and the teachers were very happy. And when it blew up, it's like I almost didn't. You think that I'd be like scared or I'd say something, but I'm like, it almost seemed surreal and unreal to me as a
Yes.
kid.
Yeah.
you know what NASA stands for, don't you?
Need another 7 astronauts.
Oh,
And on that bombshell,
I've seen 2 shuttle astronauts live in Florida at the.
well, it's better than seeing
basically-
dead ones. But anyway, okay.
No,
Disney
man,
is
it's a party down there. It used to be.
talking. Disney has reportedly paused development on, was it Maleficent 3? Aladdin, what? Aladdin 2? Sounds like a football match.
Electric Boogaloo.
Maleficent 3, Aladdin 2, Jungle Book 2, Queen of Hearts 1.
I think
Yeah.
after the debacle of Snow White, they've put the brakes hard on any new development,
Yeah.
live
I didn't
action
see
wise.
it. I didn't see Tangled in that list.
It's a good
Maybe.
move though, because they're losing money, aren't they? So they need to stop.
Hand over fist. Everything they touch turns to shit.
Yeah, but it's not their money, though, is it?
MCU,
Well, they-
Lucasfilm.
They put the brakes on Tangled after Snow White bombed, but then after Lilo and Stitch did so well, they started cranking it up again.
See, this is Durkee McDurkeyface. Hello, my friend. Queen of Hearts, the misunderstood hero
Yep, that's
all
exactly
need.
what
That's-
they're doing.
in a nutshell.
That's exactly what
Yeah.
they're doing.
In a nutshell, there, folks. Anyway,
Look,
okay.
let me just straighten it out for the cheap seats. Bad is bad, good is good. There is no in between. That's it.
Is
Somebody tell
bad
Disney, please.
misunderstood? Yeah, but bad is misunderstood.
No, it's not. If you're bad, you're bad. There's no two ways about it. You know what you're doing.
So
there
you're
you
telling
go.
me if somebody makes a deal with the devil, they
Yeah, but
might
she's
not be a
misunderstood.
hero.
There's good inside her, though.
Oh, okay.
Come on. Get on. Come on. New poster for Sir. Come on, geeks and gamers. For fuck's sake. New poster for Sir Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey.
They've shown clips from this, haven't they?
Have they?
I've seen clips from
There-
this. Yeah,
there
I've
were
seen
some
them.
that leaked. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I've seen
They've
them.
taken down copyright strike.
Yeah, I got
Yeah, I've
copyright
seen them.
struck on Twitter on
Yeah.
You deserve
for
it.
just posting a still of Tom Holland as Twinkamacus.
Yeah, you deserve it, though, don't you? But anyway.
What you call it?
Well-
It reminded me of that stupid film that Oliver Stone directed. Can't remember. He directed some with I think
Alexander?
it was with. That's it. When I saw the clips, I thought it was Alexander, and then I saw Spider Man. I was like, oh,
Here you
the
go.
Odyssey.
Ellen Page Blood Sausage. Odyssey looks fantastic. I wonder why. Can't wait.
Mm.
I have I have some questions about the casting, but we'll see.
Fantastic casting. You know that.
Zendaya.
I do.
I think this movie is going to blow up in Christopher Nolan's face.
Yeah.
I think
Really?
his ego is inflated and he made this stupid movie and he's going to collapse under the weight of his own farts.
Are you saying that he needs to have a massive flop? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think this is a massive flop.
Yes, I think this one's going to be it.
Yep.
I hope
I'd
not.
say,
I kind of like him, but I think this is going to be a flop.
drink
Not a lot
everybody.
of people.
Know
Not
that.
a lot of people are into this stuff, are they? I mean, this
Uh,
kind of movie. So I don't know.
Mud Crab, Wrench. Hello, my friend. Price is Right. Drink. Yeah.
Mm.
The glitterati people, they're going to claim this is the greatest thing that's ever been made, and they're going to praise it, from the heavens. And most people are going to just say, I didn't get it.
Okay, I'm going to try and sing this, but this is what this movie should be. Gavin Blackburn Wrenched. Ulysses, no one else can do the things you do. Do. That's what this movie should have
That
been.
cartoon. That cartoon you're talking
Yeah.
They better get Barbie 2 to come out alongside this one then if they wanted to do well.
I don't dislike Christopher Nolan, by the way. I'm just thinking that this feels like the kind of movie you make after you did Oppenheimer and everybody said how great you are and gave you awards. And they're like, well, what do you want to do next? And he's like, well, I've always wanted to do this. And probably like it seemed like a good idea and they gave him a bunch of money to do it. But somehow there's something about this that I'm not feeling the magic. Maybe when it comes out, I'll change my mind. I feel like nothing, personally.
Yeah.
We'll leave it there then, folks. Nintendo has now sold over 5 million Switch 2 consoles in under a month, the fastest selling system ever. Wow.
Yep.
Fantastic.
It's sold very, very well. We'll see how long they can keep up the pace. I wonder how many. I think they're still working on the people who are the super fans. I'm not sure how much the average Joes are going to be interested in getting one. So, we'll wait
Here you
and
go,
see.
Melvin Deeply Wrenched. World Sport. Hello, Melvin. I'll do your member chat in a minute. I bet it's going to be the fastest return system too.
Nah, people are generally have been pretty happy with it.
Okay.
It's just there are still people who are grumpy about the prices, but
Melvin
We'll wait and
Deeply
see.
Wrenched, World of Sport, member for 6 months. Wow. Cheers, Melvin. Why do member chats only get 50 characters? Don't know.
You get the amount of characters that is
A month.
consistent with your membership level. If you're at a $10
Oh, okay.
membership level, you get a $10 member chat.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, that's good to know then. Cheers, Melvin. So it's doing well, yes. We'll just leave it at that, yes.
yeah, it's doing. I think it's doing really well. I think most people are pretty happy with it, and I think Nintendo's pretty.
Were the
happy with
games
their
expensive
numbers.
though? Were they gonna?
Some of them are, yeah, and they've been, there's already been some backlash against some of the more expensive prices that they've been asking for, because a lot of the games are you're not actually getting a copy of the game.
It's a
What you're
download
what you're
probably on
what
a
you're
key.
buying is a key
Oh,
that you put in,
shit.
and then it tells your system that you're okay to go download the game.
Mm.
And a lot of people, there's been a big backlash against those. Those have not been selling well at all. And there was a difference. People say, well, we used to pay more than $80 if you include, for games if you count inflation.
Well, at least you got the
Yes,
game.
yeah. You also got like a lovely package, and you got a physical cartridge, and you got a manual. Sometimes you got other things with it. Like now, it's literally like it's just a hunk of plastic with a piece of paper and then a little card inside.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's
digital
also
download.
got very little in the way of rivals. Steam Deck's been around for the last 3 years,
Yeah,
so it is rather old tech, and this is new and shiny. So and it's got very little else on the market to stand in its way. So hardly surprising it's doing so well.
Here you go, Flav Wrenched, World of Sport. Hello, Flav. You will own nothing and be happy. Nintendo,
that seems to be
2025.
the mantra for a lot of the game companies now. Yeah.
It's still hard to find these in stock around here. I wonder how they're going to sell once everybody builds up their inventory.
Yeah, they've sold really well up till now. I think probably in another month or so, there's going to be quite the lull until we hit, time for the Christmas buying season.
Here you go, Gavin Blackburn Wrenched. Anybody remember the joy of getting a PC game in a big box? Yes.
Yeah. Nice juicy manual. Sometimes you get a book in it which had hints
Right,
into
innit?
it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And on that
Get a
bombshell,
little
let's move
poster
on.
folded up in there. Cool stuff.
Poster.
Yeah.
I missed the small box.
Move along, please.
Okay, I
Move
don't.
along.
Is anybody bothered?
Not
I'll leave it up
bothered.
to you to read it.
Oh, this
She's
is
gonna be a
Last
dad.
of Us season 3.
She's going to be a
No.
dad, though, isn't she?
Neil Druckmann got exactly what he fucking deserved.
Yep.
Okay, this is the statement.
This
then.
hurts my eyes.
Neil Druckmann will not return to write the last of season 3. Craig Mazin will write all episodes of season 3 himself. There's a naughty dog statement there, folks.
But why would you think it's going to be any different with this
It's
guy?
too late. They needed to
Oh,
do
no.
this after season 1. Now it's like it's just whatever. It makes no difference now.
So yeah, he's leaving the show, and someone else is going to take it over, but it's already been ruined. So what does it
Is
really
it worse
matter?
than Iron Chart?
Oh, I didn't even bother watching the second season because I played the second game. I knew exactly where it was going, and it wasn't anywhere that was going to entertain me.
Is it Greta? How dare you?
You see, if you doubt what we've been saying, all you've got to do is watch all these crappy shows. They're all trying to push this agenda, and they're aiming it at kids and young adults to say it's okay. You can dress, you can walk around in a dress if you're a man, if you want, and all that shit. So yeah,
Eggs BT Wrenched World Sport. I like this thinking man's joke. This is good. You'll believe a potato can cry. That's very good.
Yeah, daddies aren't supposed to cry.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a
Potato
dad.
be a daddy?
Fucking hell, when I saw that, it's like, what the
Oh.
fuck?
Yeah.
Utterness.
Yeah. Well, Neil Druckmann's going to go back to Naughty Dog, where he can ruin their next game that comes out, and then that studio will cease to exist.
Okay, will he go back with the tail between his legs? You see what I did there? Let's move on. Okay. Some Hollywood Walk of Shame stars. Sarah Michelle Gellar. She's getting a star. Hollywood.
What for?
She's paying for it.
Done Buffy and
paying-
Scooby-Doo. That's it. That's her
She's
career.
paying. Yeah. Okay, there's
she's
another
definitely
one.
paying, isn't she?
We're all paying, mate, not just her. Timothée Chalamet. Was it Chalamet? Will be getting a star on the Hollywood Walk.
In the old days, you had to earn the stars, didn't you?
Yeah,
You
to
had
wait
to be
about
there for
20
a certain
years,
amount
yeah.
of years.
They're bought now,
then they-
aren't they?
Yeah,
Little
and
Platoon
they
bought
just
this
brought.
one.
Platoon Ball.
Yeah, Platoon bought this
Yeah.
one. That was
Yeah,
own
it's
money.
I've heard that name. Okay.
It's like
So,
an
but that's-
Oscar. It doesn't.
It doesn't mean anything. That's what I'm saying. This is
Exactly.
crazy, isn't it? How the hell
meaningless.
are they going to feel
Yes.
proud of getting a star on the Walk of Fame and they've paid for it? How could you be
Who's-
proud of that?
Well,
Who saw this,
yeah.
though? Gavin Blackburn, Wrenched. I love you, Gavin. Big rumour. Villeneuve wants Chalamet to be
Of
the
course
next
he
Bond.
does. He wants
Yeah.
a little
That's the
twink to
thing.
be
And
his
also,
Bond.
right, what is this with
It's
the,
American!
files? What is this with? It's obvious they want kids to play Bond. What the hell's this all about?
James
They
Bond.
don't want white
Fred
males. They don't want strong white males to play Bond. James Bender. And they want kids to play Bond. What is this all about? Can't you see what's going
Oh,
on?
no.
They want
It's
to.
so
they wanna
horrible.
They want to reset the whole franchise so that it can appeal to a bunch of
No,
of
that's
Gen
not
Z-
why.
bunch of Gen
That's not
Zers.
why. That's not why. You know why they're doing it, and that is not the reason why.
Well, I mean,
It's evil.
Hollywood people love young.
Hollywood people
young
are
people.
perverted. They're perverted, mate. I'm telling you now. It's ridiculous. So that's why they want they oh god. Can't you see the game plan, guys? I'm gonna stop there.
Yeah.
I'll get in
Listen,
trouble.
I'm just going to
Oh.
say this once more for the slow kids at the back. They killed James Bond. Fuck them. That's it. I'm done. Shall we move on to the next one? Demi Moore will be getting a star on the Hollywood.
Now she deserves it. She deserves
I would
deserves it,
say
yeah.
so. Yeah.
She's put the time in. She's put the time in, and the last film she was in, she was absolutely fabulous. She deserves this, and I don't know if she's paying for the star. She doesn't deserve to pay for it. Look, Hollywood should just give her the
a lot of
fucking
times
star,
they're
you know
not
what I mean?
paid for by the individuals. A lot of times a studio will pay for it, or their agents will pay for it, or something like that. It's not always paid for directly by the individual or their family.
Okay, I will say again, everybody, check out Landman, because she's in Landman. Landman's fantastic.
Listen, regardless of what you think about her, she was always very earnest and wanted to do a good job. She didn't sail on her looks when she was young, and she was always serious about acting.
Here you go, Tom Wrench. Hello, Tom. Brown, have you seen Landman yet? Yes, I've seen it. And I'm normally when I watch a series, I probably wait maybe a week or so before the next series starts. But Landman is so good, I've decided to start watching it again. Landman is fantastic, everybody. Check it out. It's really good.
I watched each episode a couple of times while I was waiting for the next one to come out.
So good. Let's move on, everybody.
Oh, whoa, hold on. You missed the best one. Keith David is getting a star.
Oh, yeah, I saw that, yes.
Oh, well, he deserves one.
He actually does deserve one as opposed to some of these other weirdos.
Yes,
yeah.
he does.
Yep.
Keith
Great
David.
star. Keith David.
Sorry, I missed that one. Okay.
That's all right.
New look at Fantastic Four in there. Look at Pedro. Fuck off.
Why is he on a chair?
He's telling a gag. I don't know.
Because if he stood there, he'd be even shorter.
Oh, have you noticed somebody's doing the rabbit fingers behind his head?
Oh, yes.
Oh, God. Do you know,
John.
that makes me really want to watch this movie. That's so wacky and out there. So fantastic.
Keith David's height is actually correct on IMDb, by the way. I can confirm that.
Oh, nice. I can sleep well tonight. Okay.
Yeah, he really is 6'3", 6'2".
Come on, people.
I saw the
Two
trailer in
on
the cinema, and it just came across as cheesy. The whole Fantastic Four thing.
Justin Channels, hello, my friend. Wrenched. The chair holds the vibrating butt plug.
Oh, I thought it was because Pedro loves sitting on stools.
Is everybody in the shot touching Pedro so he can feel, calm? Is he getting enough physical contact?
But the bunny ears are actually coming from Sue.
They're holding him down so he doesn't lick a lightsaber.
That's coming from Johnny Storm, because Johnny Storm is meant to be taking the mickey out of him as much as he does with Ben, apparently.
Yeah,
in the
but
film.
she hates her
Flame on him.
husband, so...
Flame on him.
Well, did you hear about Joseph Quinn this week?
Quinn?
No.
Yeah, he was bitching. He thought his character was going to be the lead in the movie, and he was complaining about the lack of screen time that Johnny Storm gets in the movie.
He's a nobody. I've never heard of him before. Why did you think he was the lead?
He was
I'm
in
just saying
Gladiator.
what he said.
He was in Warfare as well. He's good in Warfare.
He was in Stranger Things, and he wasn't bad in that, but that wouldn't make him the lead of this movie. All he had to do was read the screenplay, really.
Yeah, I think he thought the character was going to have, all the good scenes. He didn't realize that this is Sue Storm's movie.
I'm sorry, but he's not good looking enough to be Johnny Storm. Johnny Storm is meant to be a looker, and women really like him and fall at his feet and stuff like that. But he just looks
None of
funny.
these actors are good looking enough to play the characters that they have.
Nope.
And they're too old as well. They're
Maybe
wrong
the
age.
thing, I don't really know how that translates into rock face, but none of the other three are.
Is this going to be the biggest flop of the summer?
Don't know. We'll find out. What's that thing? Oh, say the thing, man. Say the thing. I know it only happens in cartoons. What are you talking about? What's that all about?
He wants him
Flame
to
on.
say it's clobbering time.
It's
I know, but
clobbering
why?
time.
He does say it though. He says it in the comics. Why have they said in the film that it only happens in cartoons? Why are they
Yeah.
saying that?
I think it's just supposed to be a running gag through the show that he keeps trying to get him to say the line. Say the line, Bart.
Is Clobby going to be turning in his grave?
Oh,
Rest in peace, Clobby.
Unfortunately, yes. Yeah, rest in peace.
Okay,
I'm
let's go.
kind of thankful he's not about to see this abomination.
Yeah.
You mean you get off lightly? Oh, God.
He kind of did.
We love you, Clobby. We miss you, mate. Okay, let's move on then. Oh, yes,
please
this is
move,
making
move
me...
on. Move
New
on.
character pose.
What are these? Those are terrible.
Oh, move on. Move on. Seriously. Don't want to talk about this.
I do
shit.
enjoy, before we move on, I do enjoy a good Japanese poster.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
The Fantastic Four logo appeared in the sky over New York to promote the Fantastic Four First Steps.
Who cares?
They're on the cover of People magazine too. Like who reads that?
I
Like
mean, say what you want. They're certainly putting in the money in marketing.
Oh yeah.
They're
Yeah.
definitely trying to make this a success.
They're not
Right.
going to get the money back, but they're
Yeah.
definitely putting it in.
so when they claim a really small budget and a really low marketing spend so they can pretend they made a profit, we can look back on these things.
Okay, I've been told off. Internet on best French was well, mate. Those aren't good Japanese. Okay, sorry, mate. All right.
Right.
So,
That's
yeah,
why you said
there
you
you go.
like the good ones.
Wrenched looks like the old anarchy symbol. Yeah, it does a bit. Maybe not then. Okay. This is the big news for me. Some more sloppy seconds for your consumption. Rumor Indiana Jones reboots in the works. Ian?
And that's where Timothy Chalamet came up again.
If it's still with Disney, then it's not even worth thinking or even hoping for. You know, they're going to make Indiana Jones a gay, wimpy man instead of a man, if you know what I mean. So that's what they're going to do to it.
It's going to be Chalamet,
It's
isn't it?
Yeah,
Well, it
at
doesn't
least
matter
it won't.
who it is. Sorry, go
Well,
ahead.
if it's Chalamet, at least it's not Cynthia or Rebo.
Yeah.
No,
it's-
they should make it really funny and make it Alden Ehrenreich.
And he's not doing anything else.
No,
Yeah.
who's
it's
that
gonna
geezer
be
who could... Go on.
gone. It could do.
Oh,
It could do Harrison Ford.
Yeah, who's the geezer who could do the really good impression?
they're not
I
going to
don't
do
know.
that. They're going to go for an
No.
A-lister.
Who was the geezer
no.
who could do it?
This is going to be bad, right? If they do reboot it, right, they're going to cast somebody else, and that someone else is going to look like a twink, right? And then they're going to give him a woman of color, right? And then the woman of color is going to be the one that's leading Indiana Jones all
Takes
over
up-
the place. You can see it coming a mile away. That's what they're going to do with it, unless it comes out of Disney and somebody else takes over.
Well, and
We're
his
not going
mission
to get
is
Indiana Jones.
his mission will be to take the artifacts from the museum and return those
Exactly.
to the right people.
Yes.
Right.
Elgin Marble.
He's going to
Yes.
be trotting the globe, making sure that all those artifacts in the British Museum get returned.
He'd be going
to
around
the-
getting reparations
people.
from
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's
And
going to put him
getting-
back in the ground.
I think
Getting
they should go
punched by a
down,
woman.
go down the
Sorry,
Kingsman
go ahead.
route. Make a prequel series set in World War One with Henry Jones Sr. recast.
No. It won't be Indiana
Manuel
Jones.
Grell,
then, will
Reg.
it?
Hello, mate.
Oh,
See,
no.
This is the name.
But it's
At
still the
least-
same universe.
This is the name
Yeah,
I
I
couldn't
guess.
remember. Anthony Ingruber, yeah.
Anthony Gruber. I don't know what he looks like
It's not
now,
bad.
but he was good when he was younger.
Cheers,
Yeah.
mate.
Yeah, you can feel the flop coming from a mile away too.
You can.
Yeah.
You can. Yeah.
Amelia Bedelia, Reg. Hello, Amelia. Indiana Jones doesn't work without the Nazis.
I'm surprised they let her type that.
No, it can work without them. It can. I mean, look at Temple of Doom. In my opinion, that worked very well. But it's just you're just going to have the wrong people dealing with this. You're going to have some script writer that knows nothing about life trying to write it and doesn't understand the 40s aesthetic of the actual show itself. They're going to cast someone that's not right for Indiana Jones. It's going to have the agenda running all the way through it. It's just going to be bad. So I'm not excited about this at all.
No, Ian, it's going to be good. Let's move on.
For you guys.
40 years ago today, Back to the Future was released.
Wow. And what a damn good film that was.
Who feels
I've got
old?
So
I was so excited when I saw the trailer. I wanted that camera that Marty had. I wanted his trainers. I saw the film I think it was 7 times in the cinema. It's just a great movie, in my opinion.
I've seen this movie. This is one of the movies that I've seen the most in my entire life. Like, if you told me that I've seen this movie hundreds of times growing up, it's probably true.
Have you seen this movie hundreds of times, Price?
Yes. I've seen it. I can't remember how many times I've seen it, but many, 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 many times.
Will this be getting a 40th anniversary? I hope so. I think the 30th.
It's funny.
Do a 35th or the 30th. I can't remember, but
it's funny because I know the film so much, and it's probably the same thing with Price as well. I know the film
Yeah.
so well that when they played it on the BBC and they had those crappy things where they took out shit and all that, my heart just sunk when I was watching it. I think they showed it Christmas Day at the BBC, and the bit where he says you're going to see some serious shit, they changed it to you're going to see some serious stuff, and I was like, "What the fuck is
Yeah.
this?"
You know what?
You know, it's like,
I'm going
those
to tell you
things
something,
stick
Ian.
out like sore thumbs.
yeah, go on, Price.
When I was growing up, I actually had both versions because I didn't know, and I once recorded from a TV situation, so I had the bad one, and I had then the real one, and I would watch, of course, mainly the one that was the good one, but from time to time I throw in the one with the fake things just because it fascinated me. So yeah, he says serious stuff. There's also something like "Jeez Louise." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
because I think he
yeah.
says Jesus Christ, and they redubbed
Yes,
it
he
to
does.
"Jeez Louise."
Yeah.
Jeez Louise, Doc, you disintegrated Einstein, and it's really weird when he says it. So there are weird things there. Yeah.
Okay,
Do you remember they showed the advert for the JVC camera before the film started in the cinema? I remember sitting there going, "I want that camera. I want it so badly."
Scotty R37 has got that camera.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
The battery's dead, so we can't use it.
So who is he going to go back in time and teach how to play guitar? Like, will it be Taylor Swift playing at the prom or something?
Johnny Marr.
Yeah,
No.
I don't know.
By the way, people are saying that 100 seems like too much. Maybe, but I'm telling you that if it turned out that I watched it at 100 or over 100, that wouldn't seem unreasonable.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had it on videotape, and there was this point in my life that every day I would watch this movie. I can't explain to you how much I love the movie.
It's a great movie. Tom wrenched when they released it on VHS. What? 140?
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Oh,
Yeah,
yep.
it was. It was.
Well, originally
just like-
VHS.
Yeah. Go on.
Originally, VHS were not priced to own; they were priced for video stores to buy and
It's a
rent.
license. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't until DVDs came out that they started pricing things to own, but you could buy used VHS from the rental shops.
No,
when they
you
were
could-
You
turning
could
over
buy
inventory.
You could buy new VHS. VHS like
£10
home
VHS.
video stuff. That was
Yeah.
really kicked off around 85, 86.
Yeah,
But yeah, there were still a lot of
little bit later for
studios.
us.
yeah, they were still
The
like
best-
30 and $40.
Yeah,
Go
they
on.
were.
The best thing about that era is that all my friends, everyone I knew had VHS. We had Betamax, right? And so when we rented it from the store, we just swapped the tape. We just opened the tape.
Did your brother sit on that
swapped
as
it.
well?
No. We just swapped it, right? So we had the original. We gave them the copy back. So, but they
Wow.
didn't check it because hardly anybody rented out
Bastard.
Betamax tapes. you know what I
Betamax
mean?
was really good
It was
quality.
the quality. Yeah, the quality
Yeah,
was better. Yeah.
Yeah, so I rented the Terminator from Blockbuster, and I returned the VCR because I wasn't happy with it, and I didn't realize the Terminator was inside the VCR, and Blockbuster sent me a bill for $160, and this is like in 1985, 86.
Yeah.
So I stopped going to Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll.
I
that'll
didn't
put
pay
you
them,
off
but
it. Yeah.
See where that got them.
I could
Yeah.
never rent from them again, though.
Yeah.
By
This
the way,
is easily. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say that Back to the Future 2, I also watched a lot, and I watched it so much that at some point it got stuck in my video, and then I had to take the video apart and cut a little piece of the movie out because it was too crumpled up, and then with like sellotape, with like Scotch tape, I had to paste the two parts that weren't crumpled up, and then I'd always watch it that way, where it kind of skipped over a portion of the movie. Because it got ruined. That's how much I would watch these movies. I really love these movies.
Missing? Did it make sense after the missing bit?
Missing bit? I mean, it made sense to me because I had already seen the movie so many times prior. All I could do was be sad that I was missing that part.
Okay.
But otherwise, it made sense to me, I guess.
Yeah.
My niece
great
saw
film.
it for the first time last year, and she's the one that's always on her phone. But this time, when the film had started, she just literally focused on all of it. And at the ending,
liked
she
it,
was
yeah.
getting she loved it. At the ending, she was getting so stressed when Doc Brown was dealing with the clock and the lightning bolt and stuff like that. Kids these days, they just can't take it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, ugly, and I'm so stressed. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's a movie. Just keep watching it. Do you know what I mean?
Mudcrab.
So it's crazy.
Reg, release the price cut
Well,
on that bombshell. Let's
yeah.
move
Well,
on.
if you really want to feel old, if Back to the Future took place today,
Yeah.
they would be traveling back to 1995.
Yeah, they would. And also,
That's
just
that
like
just
that,
seems so wrong.
Shit.
I just like to give out a spoiler here that Rebecca Gold loves Back to the Future. It's one of her favorite movies.
here
So
we
there you
go.
go. So there you
Okay,
Ian likes to
Big
plug himself too.
go. Exactly.
Big Trouble in Little China, starring Kurt Russell and Kim Cattrall, debuted in theaters today in 1986.
Yeah, it's
The 80s had really good movies.
Yeah, they did. That was a big flop, though, wasn't it?
Oh, a great
Trouble in
movie.
Little China was a big flop. I always fancied the Chinese girl with the green eyes more so than
Yeah,
Kim
she was
Cattrall.
very, very,
Oh yeah, very
nice.
much.
Yeah.
She was that was Susie Pie. She was in the opening scene of Sharky's Machine where she got.
Did she die recently?
Yes, she did. I don't think it
that's
was
a
that long
shame.
ago either.
Yeah, it was relatively recent. Yeah.
She was lovely, though. Fantastically, wonderfully good looking.
She was a Playboy Playmate, and Sharky's Machine was a really good movie, man. We don't get anything like that.
That was a good movie. That was a
Yeah,
really
it
good movie,
was.
Shark Machine. I had a pirate version of it, and it was a really good copy. And I think I watched it like 20 times or some nonsense like that. I really liked it. I thought it was
Sentai
good.
Ranger Donny. Hello, Donny. And Mr. Lance. Me. Oh, what a classic it is. Oh, 80s. What a decade to be alive for entertainment.
the reflexes.
Yeah. What a decade to be alive for entertainment.
We didn't realize that was the prime of movies,
yeah.
wasn't it?
The,
We didn't
the,
realize
the
that
thing,
at all.
the thing is, the movie was out and you had to wait 6 months.
Mm. Yeah.
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 Before you could get your hands on
Love
the
that
copy.
poster. Love
Yeah,
that
but it would
poster.
show up at the Dollar Cinema, about 2 or 3 months after. So
Yes, that's true as well.
while you were waiting for a home version, you could go to the Dollar movie.
I saw
Okay,
just
well-
about everything at the Dollar Theater back in the day. We were
Yeah.
we didn't really have a lot of money to be going to see the first run stuff. So yeah, a lot of what I got to see was at the Dollar Theater.
You call it the Dollar Theatre. Our ones we used to call flea pit cinemas because it was literally a dump. It really was a dump. Once I was watching a film and a cat ran over my lap in the cinema.
Was it a black cat?
It was a cat. All you could see his eyes glowing in the dark. You knew it was a cat. You knew the cat lived there, but I didn't realize we were going
Did
to
it bring
jump
you
on
good
me.
luck?
I don't know, but seriously, the cinemas we were in were just just in a bad state. When you used to walk on the carpet, your feet used to stick to it. Do you know what I mean? That's how bad
Okay.
it
Oh, yeah.
was.
Okay, well, the way things are going in, we'll be going back to that, so you'll be you better fill your
Exactly.
boots. Okay, let's move on. Airplane debuted in theaters today in 1980. The movie was the fourth highest grossing film of 1980.
Brilliant film. I don't say this lightly. This film was genius. It was a brilliant. It was so funny. I almost cried. Well, I think a tear did come out of
I
my
went to the
face.
my brother took me to the
laughing so
cinema to watch
hard.
this, to a flea pit cinema.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was fantastic. This film, one of the best comedies ever made, in my opinion.
It is fantastic. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
it's a classic in every sense of the term, and it's great too once you find out that this was actually basically a movie that already exists. I believe 0 Hour was the
Yeah.
name of the
Yeah.
film, and
Yeah.
they basically just took that film and then just twisted it up and added little things here and there. And so watching 0 Hour is actually just a fascinating experience now
Okay,
to realize that.
In
it was turned
addition,
into that film.
they actually bought the rights to Zero
They did,
Hour.
yeah, they had to.
And that's the funny part. They bought it as if they're going to remake it, and then they just made it into a parody because they didn't want the possibility that anybody would come sue them. And it was a movie from like decades earlier, so they bought it for pennies on the dollar. And yeah, this very, very interesting story.
Side effect legend wrenched gold weather. Ian, have you ever seen a grown man naked?
And that bit where the plane's crashing and they pull that basketball guy, I can't remember his name now, out, and he's wearing his pads on his knees and stuff like that. I was literally on the floor laughing my head off. Just
There was
some
boobies
genius
in
jokes
this-
in there.
There was
Yeah,
some
yeah,
boobies as well, yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm
Some
not
real genius
mistaken,
jokes.
the reason why this movie was made was actually like an accident, because the guys that wrote this and directed this, they had all these funny things that they were doing, and I think that
the
they were
Zucker
actually
brothers.
trying to look at commercials in the middle of the night, or there was some reason that they put a VHS to record something in the middle of the night, and I think one of them stumbled onto a recording of this. I'm not even sure they ever planned to actually record it. And then when he saw it, he couldn't stop laughing. And that's like the original stupid movie made him laugh, you know? I don't know. It's just so crazy how something so random can end up turning into this classic movie.
This was
Yeah.
this the first comedy for Leslie Nielsen.
I think it was.
I think it was, yeah.
It was because their whole idea was the concept, which today it's like it seems like everybody is aware of this idea, but at the time it was something a bit different. Was that they wanted actors that would play it straight, meaning they didn't want people that know they're comedians and do all this funny stuff. They wanted the situations to be so absurd that the more serious the actors are and the more they seemingly are like serious about the things they're saying, that's where the comedy will come from this kind of absurd atmosphere. And it totally worked. And Nielsen was the best at this.
No, it's fantastic.
He was.
Yeah, and
Yeah, this was a year before he would make his turn and do Police Squad. So yeah, this was his first.
Even better. We got the VHS and we had the facility of doing tape to tape. So I've watched Airplane a lot of times to the point where it was not funny anymore. Still a good movie.
I saw the second one wasn't too bad, but it was just a rip off of the first one, and I watched that a lot as well. The second one made me laugh, even though it wasn't made by the original people. It did make me laugh. But
Side effect legend wrenched. There was a very, very nice. Yes.
the bit where the plane's crashing, she runs into frame and then runs out.
yeah, Lloyd Bridges wasn't really known for comedy either, but
Yeah.
he sure picked a bad week to stop sniffing glue.
That's good. Yeah. Gavin Blackburn mentioned best scene is I love you, Gavin. Best scene is when they are describing the symptoms of the illness and the captain is playing them out of uncontrolled. That was Peter Graves, wasn't it?
Yes,
Yeah,
Peter
it was.
Graves.
Yeah. It's very funny. So it's
I think I might
incredibly
need to-
funny.
Have you ever been to a Turkish prison, Johnny?
Yeah.
I think
Even
I
the
need
bit
to
where
watch it.
when they go to visit the what's his name, Strike? Is it not Striker? The captain in his house, and that assistant, and he gets mauled by
Robert
the dogs,
Stack.
and the dogs are mauling him in the background. Even I thought that was funny. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's
Was
stupid,
it-
but it's funny.
Oh, when the little girl, the stewardess goes up, she's like, "I'll take my coffee like I like
That's
my
it,
men."
yeah.
I freaking
Whack.
lost it in the movie theater, man.
Yes.
It was like soda all over the back of the seat.
Yeah.
She
Okay.
said it so straight, didn't she? That you just
Yeah.
killed yourself off. And it
Yeah,
was
that's
just so
the
funny.
brilliance of the film. Is that most of the actors are clearly they're playing their lines as straight as they can.
And that's
But
why I
they're,
wonder.
that was the old point.
Yeah.
That's why I
it's-
wonder if
it's
Police
great.
Squad, the new one, is going to work.
Well, they did the same thing with Police Squad, didn't they? The TV show. They copied another show that was exactly like that show, and they turned it
Yeah,
into
the
a parody
50s
as
thing,
well,
yeah.
didn't they? Yeah. So they did
Police
exactly the
Squad
same
was
thing.
just years ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, let's move on.
Oh,
Lots of deaths this week. Kenneth
Yeah.
Coley, who played Admiral Pietz in The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, has passed away at the age of 87 due to complications from cough and pneumonia. May the force be with you always.
yeah. He's been in a lot of Hammer films and TV shows and stuff like that. And yeah, it's funny. It's funny because when you watch Star Wars, there's loads of actors, TV actors, British TV actors that's in it. Like who's the guy who played Bullman? He was in that scene with when he
Yeah,
strangles that guy, Darth Vader. I can't remember his name. But
Bullman
yeah,
was a great TV series.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was,
he
loved
only
it.
looks- Yeah,
Yeah, this has been a rough week for lovers of cinema. Man.
yeah, it has. You know,
Didn't this?
go on.
He
Go on.
got an A-wing fighter in the face, didn't he?
Intensify forward firepower.
Yeah, he jumped though. He jumped.
He jumped out of the
Before
way.
we
Yeah.
Yeah, he
So-
did. Yeah,
He probably
Yeah.
didn't get blown. He got sucked out into space moments
probably.
later.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it is quite
Oh,
good though. That scene,
you go.
wasn't it? Made me laugh.
Dirk McDirtface contracted while in Austin. Damn,
Yeah, that happens.
that is sad. Rest in peace, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, even the guy that played Donovan in Indiana Jones, he was in Star Wars as well. A really tiny part.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's one of the walkers, wasn't he? He was in one of the walkers.
Mm.
So
Yes.
you know, a lot of British stars was in that film.
You may
Okay,
start your landing.
Yeah, that's it.
Fuck. Rest in peace, Mr. Blonde. That's Michael Madsen, everybody. Died this
I think
week.
the last, he's a good actor actually. He did play the
Yes,
same
yeah.
role over and over though, but he's a good actor. He's a good actor. It's a shame he didn't really become huge because he had that kind of star power, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he was very cool as well. In any part he played, he was quite cool. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
very
shame he's
cool
gone.
actor.
Mm.
And as
His-
Mr. Blonde in that film,
Oh yeah,
just could not take their eyes
Psycho.
off him. He was
Psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah. His sister said actually she was surprised he lasted this long. He
He
lived
goes-
he lived kind of hard.
Mm.
He
You
did
know,
live
Solid
hard.
Storm Edge, he mostly played himself.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah, I remember that scene in Sin City where Bruce Willis punches him in the face. Remember that scene? And he goes, "What a way to end a friendship." Yeah, it's a good. He's a good actor. I'm good. Any film that he was in, he wasn't. He's never given a bad performance. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would stick with that. Yeah.
That's true.
Okay, Michael Madsen, rest in peace. This was
Oh no, he's
shocker.
gone as well. Yeah, I know.
Julian Mohan has sadly
McMahon.
passed away. McMahon, sorry, forgive me, has sadly passed away at the age of 56. Same age as me.
He had cancer, didn't he? He died
Yeah.
of cancer.
Yes, he did.
He's Australian, isn't he, in real life?
I think he was he in Home and Away or Neighbours?
No,
Probably Home and Away, I
he
think.
was in what's that long running
Tuck.
TV show?
Nip Tuck was
Tuck.
fantastic.
Yeah, he was in that.
Nip Tuck was fantastic.
He
Yeah,
also
that was
played-
after Charmed.
Yeah, Doctor Doom. He's played Doctor Doom in
Yep,
the Fantastic
he played
Four
Doom.
movie. Yeah. He does look like a villain, though. Can't admit. It's a shame he's gone.
56, Christ.
He's very young, 56.
I think he was in Home and Away.
Oh, was he? Mm.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. I think that was his first role. Come on, people, Reg. Same age as me. X to doubt.
He also played.
few
Did he not
months older
also
than me.
play the vice president in Reds when Bruce Willis kidnap him in the limousine? Do you remember that film, Red?
Don't
Reds?
know. Can't remember.
Yeah, he was in 150 episodes of Home and Away.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
hope he's in
the
heaven.
Australian soap that every Australian actor is, right?
And then I think did he go to Nip Tuck after that?
Yeah,
did,
after that,
Profiler.
yeah.
No, he was in the Profiler
Oh,
for
okay.
82 episodes.
I would imagine
Wow.
if we watched Nip Tuck now, it'd be very dated, but it was great at the time.
Then Charmed, and then Nip Tuck
Okay, let's move on then.
with the Fantastic Four in between.
Michael Douglas hasn't died. Has officially retired from acting at the age of 80.
Holy crap, that's him and Evangeline Lilly. Quantum Mania really stuck
Same
with their
day, yeah,
careers.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's retired from acting, yes.
It's a shame, really, because even though he's 80, I still think he's got some good performances left in him. He's a very accomplished actor and a great
very good
producer
actor.
as well. You know what I mean? He's a good producer. He produced a lot of good movies.
Yeah, including
his
One
time.
Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, won an Oscar. I think they won an
Wow.
Oscar, the producing team, didn't they?
But
funny
that,
because he's not even in that one. He just produced it.
No,
Yeah,
he produced it.
that- that family's long lived, though. Kirk Douglas became a rabbi like at 80 and started writing books. Like, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Apparently, it's more time to be intimate with his wife.
I actually respect him though, because he, he's done a lot of things, a lot of stupid things, but performance-wise, he never gave a bad performance in anything that I've seen him in. That includes Streets of San Francisco. He was good in that
Yeah,
too.
that was good. Yeah.
So yeah,
So you got a favourite Michael Douglas movie then, Mega Geek?
I do indeed, and it is Black Rain.
Oh, mine's Falling Down.
I like him falling down,
that's a good
but
movie,
in
yeah.
Black Rain, he played a tough cop. He was like, he was no nonsense tough cop, and I thought that was a good movie, even though it was slow. I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah, and that was
Why not?
opposite Ken Takakura, right?
China Syndrome.
Yes. Oh, he was good in that, but he wasn't really the star of that film. It was that woman. I can't remember the woman's name. The French woman.
Georges Rex Wrench, my friend.
Yeah.
African American Rain, very good.
But also, he was in
Normie the Navvy, I like.
Romancing the Stone.
Romancing the Stone was a
Yeah,
great
Wall-
movie.
Rule of the
yeah,
Nile,
Wall Street, yeah.
War of the
Yeah, I was
Roses.
gonna say Wall Street is would be
Fatal
mine.
Attraction.
That would be mine.
I think
Fatal
I'm with
Attraction.
you. Wall Street is just such a world class performance. But some of the other movies people mentioned here are good movies, but Wall Street is just
I
such an
do.
important performance.
I hear what you're saying, and I think he's great in all those movies. But for some reason, I think his best film was Black Rain because he was in his prime, and he played an over the top cop that was tough as nails.
What about
In the
Did we
beginning, he has
say
a race on his bike, doesn't he? Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
He has a bet with those guys, and he races the bike. It's fantastic.
Did we say Basic Instinct?
Yeah, basically, he's
yes.
good in that. And The Game, he was good in that too.
The Game, yeah.
The Game, yeah.
Okay.
He's a great actor.
Got some supers. I nearly missed them. Sorry, folks. Megath, Bodyman, Wrench, €5. Hello there. To all. Fave Christian Bale film. Good for you. Why not?
Christian Bale. I think he's a good actor, but I would say that the very first film he did, which I can't remember what it was called. It was a Spielberg film, wasn't it? What was it called?
Empire of the Sun.
Empire of
What
the
are you
Sun.
thinking
I
of?
think he was
Oh,
great in
okay,
that. Yeah,
He was a kid, wasn't he? Yeah.
he was. Yeah, Morgan
Okay.
Freeman. I don't know. Driving Miss Daisy. No. I
Shawshank
don't know.
Redemption's great.
Shawshank Redemption. Yeah, it's got to be.
Mm-hmm.
He was fantastic in that, wasn't he? Really
Or you
good
could
in that.
go. Which was the Batman film they were together? All of them, wasn't it?
All of them. He was in all of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So you could two birds with one stone. Yeah. Dark Knight.
I did like him as God though in Bruce Almighty,
Okay.
but he was good in that.
Z, do you want favorites?
Favorite what?
Bale.
Christian Bale film. I don't really like him as an actor.
Okay. Morgan.
Never been a
Ford
fan.
versus Ferrari.
Oh, it's all right. Good
No?
fun. Freeman. Morgan Freeman.
Shawshank Redemption.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
That's-
gotta be.
That is the yeah. Okay. And Megathon to Euro. Please have Dark Sith Lord Chord back on.
Yeah, he's really busy though, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah, it's extremely
is.
busy.
He is.
He's a busy bunny.
He is
He
a busy
is.
bunny. Okay.
And I do like his
Sean.
videos. It makes me laugh.
They're a bit long,
very
but they are
good.
good, yes.
Yeah, but he's very good at what he does though, let's face it.
Yeah. Lord, we miss you. Okay. Shall we? Who saw this?
Bloody hell.
On the 63rd anniversary of Psycho, Jamie Lee Curtis recreates the most famous image of her mother, Janet Leigh. That is good.
It's clever. It's clever.
It is, but still. She's fallen out of favour with me, that woman.
A little.
Yeah.
Had it back in the day, though, didn't she?
Yep.
Anyway.
Great movie.
Okay.
They both starred in great movies. Halloween and her with Psycho, both great
Yeah.
movies.
True Lies.
Oh
True
yeah,
Lies
she was at her best
Trading-
in True Lies.
Trading Places.
Especially when she does that dance for Arnie in the hotel room. Remember that bit?
Yeah.
No, I don't. What are you talking about?
Okay. I won't say, there you go, Sun and Storm Ranch. It's true, though. Okay. Shall we move on? Happy birthday to movie star at the Sly Stallone. In 1976, Stallone gained worldwide fame with his starring role in the smash hits Rocky. It's his birthday today.
Oh, how old is he?
He is 79.
78. Oh, 79.
79 today. Yep.
Wow. He
I
still
know
looks
she-
good for 79.
He's just finished filming literally this week, Tulsa King.
I'll be back.
And
I
yes,
can't
before
wait. I
Rocky, he
can't
was in
wait.
a pornographic film, yes.
Yes, he was.
Adrian.
Yeah, maybe I won't, Bob. Maybe I won't.
Okay. Let's move on. Oh, God, who saw this? I felt old today. No Jacket Required, the third solo album by Phil Collins, was the number one album on the Billboard charts today in 1985. The album featured the hit singles Studio, One More Night, Don't Lose My Number, and Take Me Home. Who feels old?
Yeah, I guess I do too. But Phil Collins, I have a strange thought about him. He's
Please
very
don't.
talented, but on the other hand, I think that
Incredibly gifted as a
he's very, very talented. He's a talented musician, but I feel like in the 80s, a lot of his stuff was very cheesy. So sometimes I struggle with that.
best Phil Collins song.
In the Air Tonight, because that's before he became full on cheese.
I'm a huge fan of Phil Collins. I love Phil Collins. I don't think he went cheese at all. I think he was. I think that was his style of his music. He was very much into the pop stuff, and because he was with Genesis, there was a different style of music. But when he went solo, he became the pop thing that he always wanted to be, and he became that. And I think he's a fantastic drummer. I think he's a fantastic performer because I've seen him live. and I think he's a nice guy. Well, what I know of him, of course, is he mucked around with women and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I always feel sad when I see him in a wheelchair and with a stick and all that,
Foot's
because he was
fingers.
Oh, I
part
don't
of my,
enjoy seeing that either. I didn't. I
it's
said he
part of
was.
my childhood. Do you know what I mean? It's part of my
Yeah,
childhood.
no, I'm
Sorry.
not saying I like seeing him in a wheelchair. I'm just saying that his music in the '80s was a bit too cheesy sometimes. Not
I loved it.
that's fine. I mean, listen, like I said, he's a talented musician. He's a world class drummer. And actually, in Genesis, in the early years with Peter Gabriel, I loved what he did there. Even in the
Yeah.
years that Gabriel initially left, I feel like Phil Collins were sort of trying to make it a little more poppy, but still kept true to a bit of that more progressive style. But then
Yeah.
I think the second he hit like 1980, he just initially there was some stuff that I liked that he did, but as you go through the 80s, he becomes more and more cheesy, in my opinion. It's okay
But you
though; he is
remember-
talented.
But remember, during the 80s, MTV had started up. And I remember there was this story about David Bowie. And David Bowie, he does make strange music and he wanted to carry on down that path. But I think it was his manager or someone close to him who said, look, things are changing. MTV's just started up. You've got to make your music to suit the people of today. And he totally disagreed. And then one day he wrote, I think it was, I can't remember what song he wrote. And suddenly he was on MTV and he changed his style to the music for that time. This is David Bowie we're talking about, you know what I mean?
Right, but
And I think
Bowie, when you
same
think about it,
Bill.
his quote unquote cheesy stuff is like
China Girl, probably.
right, and
Yeah.
Let's Dance. And Let's Dance, you could
Yeah.
say it's cheesy, it still has him singing with this kind of
It's a
haunting
great
voice.
tune.
So,
Yeah, it's a
so
great
even
tune.
with the quote unquote cheesy Bowie has a really
Yeah.
quality haunting Bowie singing. Phil Collins is not haunting. He is cheesy to begin with, and when his music becomes super cheesy and he's super cheesy, it kind of
Well, we
You
have
know
to
what I'm
agree to
saying?
disagree
I-
there.
I
Yeah.
wish
I-
it
I like
would
everything he
rain.
did.
I wish it would rain down. is a
Yeah.
ma-
I
is a
like that
mas-
song.
is a
I also like
masterpiece.
Take Me Home as well. I just think I
Yeah.
think the more I think about Phil Collins, the more I think he was kind of a genius, really. I mean, that song, the song, what is that song where they did the chocolate advert, the Cadbury's with the gorilla?
In the air
Yeah,
I mean, that's In the Air Tonight. That song is genius, man. It's
Oh, I said I
genius. So
liked In the
think
Air
he's-
Tonight. That's early
yeah.
80s. As far
Yeah,
as
yeah.
once we're going into mid 80s, I liked Land of Confusion. I thought that was a good song. And
Yeah.
here and
Yeah.
there, Easy Lover, I didn't hate that song, but
No, I didn't like that one.
I just feel
Didn't
like
like that.
over time he went, some of those One More Night,
I like that song.
Studio. I
Like
don't
that
know,
song.
man.
Okay. We started early because of real life commitments, folks.
Yeah.
Okay. Phil Collins, genius for me. Genius, yeah, just
I think
so
he's a
good.
genius.
But all his albums. are one of
You
them.
could be a genius and cheesy, and I think that's the way
Yeah.
I see Phil Collins.
Yeah.
No, I totally
Okay.
agree with you. He is
In
cheesy, but
his-
his music is great. I think.
In his
yeah.
defense, he acknowledged it wasn't his decision to overplay his stuff to the point
Mm.
where he became the Pedro Pascal of music.
Oh, don't
That
ever say
wasn't-
that, please. Or you don't ever say that.
He
Don't
is
ever say
a
that
genius.
again.
Well, I think
'Cause
it's
when
the
he-
other way around.
Don't ever say that again.
I'd just like to say one thing before we move on. Right, when he was in the height of his stardom, a lot of musicians used to slag him off and say the things that you were
Out of
saying, Bryce,
jealousy.
that he was cheesy and stuff like that. But now, right now, everybody thinks that this man is a genius. Even one of the best drummers in the world said that Phil Collins had surpassed him when it comes to
Yep.
drumming. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So people are recognizing his genius now more so
said
than
that?
ever.
Well, I don't think anybody
I
ever
can't
thought he
remember who
wasn't a
said it.
world class drummer. You had people like George Harrison, Eric Clapton. Anytime somebody big wanted a drummer, up until some year, even later, they would call him and beg him to come drumming. You don't do that
Yeah.
if this man is not a world class
Okay.
drummer. I don't think
They were
anybody's
jealous of
ever
his
argued
hair,
that.
apparently. Hello, Stephen. They were- yeah.
Yeah, no one
Okay.
ever slagged off his drumming.
Yeah,
Let's move on.
I think he's great. Anyway, what's next?
Who saw this? Jaguar sales plunge 97.5% in Europe after disastrous
surprised?
copy nothing woke rebrand. The company sold, get this right, in April 2025 throughout Europe, sold 49 cars. Yeah, Jaguar's Europe sales plunged from 1,961 units in April 2024 to just 49 April 2025.
Yeah, but that's a little misleading. They shut
It
down
is
the
a bit.
line. They
Right, they
aren't
shut
making
down
any
something.
cars. Yeah, because they're transitioning, but it doesn't
What?
look good for next year. No, they are transitioning to all
Transitioning into a
electric.
truck.
They didn't make any cars this year, so they didn't expect to sell any.
Nobody wants
But-
electric though.
I'm not sure they're going to sell any next year either. when they-
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah,
Nobody
that's
wants
kind of
electric. Jaguar, nobody wants electric. Not yet, anyway.
no. There's a big backlash against electric because they're getting into the era where a lot of the problems of owning them are coming forth.
They're very
can't-
difficult to insure as well in the UK.
Yeah, people can't
Really?
find charging stations. The electric grid isn't really set up for electric vehicles. There's the range problem.
I'm
Yeah,
an old-fashioned
yeah.
guy. I like going to the gas station, and
Yeah.
or you call it petrol or whatever the fuck you call it, and I like to fill up the tank, and that's it. I don't care
Oh yeah,
about
that's
any of this
right.
electric
You.
stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right. You invented the English language. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, so you are right.
Is it not petrol?
Yeah, the honeymoon is over for electric
You go to
cars.
petrol stations, Brown, don't you?
Petroleum.
Expecto Petroleum.
What the fuck is gasoline?
That's what the Road Warrior uses.
It sounds like
Gasoline.
a diet, like a dieting product. Gasoline. See what I did there? Obviously not. Killed it. Let's move on.
I do like going getting my gas, a Slim Jim, a Diet Coke. I'm good to go, kind of thing.
Am I going to present this one without? If you're in the UK, everybody, shall I just present this without comments? I'll just leave it for a moment. Markets. Sick man. You sick man. You sick
There's
man.
one sick
Prob-
puppy.
He probably likes them when they're vulnerable.
Why did she cry anyway? Did anybody know?
Don't get me started.
Because they're doing such a terrible shit job. And Starmer was throwing her under the bus.
Yeah.
Was he? Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's horrible.
that's a face that can live under the bus.
I feel the UK will be going to the IMF very, 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 very soon, everybody. Back to the 1970s.
Wait, the Mission Impossible guys? Why?
Is it the International Monetary Fund? Which do have...
Oh,
yes.
yes.
The other IMF. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I thought you were talking about the, Mr. Phelps.
Yeah, we're going back in time to the 1970s. Okay. Get in the bin, folks. Any ideas? I didn't
Is
send
it
the slides.
shooty?
Is it Greta?
No.
Is it austerity? Oh, sorry.
No, that'll be coming soon. Alex Ashkin, hello, my friend. Wrench, by the way. No, it's not.
Sorry, when Mud Crab said she's no Bella Ramsey, I'm still laughing.
Oh, fuck. How dare you?
How dare you? No, it's not
Did
her
anybody see?
either.
Did anybody see? Was it the final curtain call for the thing what Zegler was in New York? The
Oh.
stage-
Vita?
what was it?
That's
Evita.
in London, yeah.
Yeah, she
it
was.
is a lot.
Do you see her? She was emotional, wasn't she? She was blubbing.
Yeah, because
one of
people
the-
were
one of-
clapping.
One of her male, I assume he was a male. He looks male. Touched her on the shoulder, and I thought he's getting me too'd.
Do you know
Okay.
what though? Maybe she's learnt her lesson. Maybe she's realised what she's
hope
done.
so.
And now
No,
she's
I hope
ready-
so.
ready
That's
to
not the
fly,
type
I
of person that
don't know.
learns that. She's learned nothing.
No.
She has
Oh,
learned
okay.
nothing, not even a quarter of a lesson she's learned.
It's not
yeah,
Zegler
we'll
then,
see.
folks. Sorry, folks. Okay.
We'll see.
Special week this week. It's a double bin.
Double binning.
Yeah, we
Excellent.
don't have double binnings all that often, do we? Okay.
Come on in.
First
Hurry up.
in the bin then, folks. Who saw this? Turns out the eco warriors of Glastonbury are happy to litter farmland with litter, bags of feces, and canisters of hippie crack. That's Glastonbury. Anybody see the devastation left? That looks like a relatively decent. Anybody see the devastation?
Wait, hippies have their own crack?
I don't think hippies go to Glastonbury anymore.
Oh, wash.
It's London, isn't it?
Only weird activists go to Glastonbury now.
Yeah. When I don't know about you, Ian, when I used to go to Glastonbury in the 90s, we used to take home all our shit with us.
Yeah, a lot of people used to do that, but as I said,
including the tents and everything. We left it pristine.
I used to go with this girl, right? And we always used to team up with these people that we knew, but we hardly knew them. And we always used to joke around with them. But then when it came to the night, they thought that we had a tent somewhere, and we just wandered off and we just went in a hotel. It's just like, there's no way we're going to be sleeping here. So, yeah, and then came back and pretended that we slept. Yeah, it's funny. There you go.
Okay. I don't think Glastonbury's a nice place to go anymore, but that's just
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Yeah, just horrible place. Used to be fantastic in the 90s. Let's move on then. Anybody know who the next binning is? This is a big one, folks.
The band that played at Glastonbury?
No. No, although deserved
It's
it.
not Bob Dylan?
No, I'm not touching that one. Who saw this? This is the big news this week, everybody. Lily Phillips breaks world record. Bonnie Blue dethroned.
What is this?
Degenerate filth.
Okay, I think I made a mental note of the number. I do believe it was 1,133 men.
For what?
Was it 24 hours?
They're gross, these ladies.
It's
They're
revolting.
absolutely gross.
It's absolutely revolting.
But unlike
good
the
luck,
100
then.
men, they don't have any proof. It's mathematically unlikely that they're telling the truth.
Yeah, of course they're not telling the truth.
They're just lying about it. Yeah, they.
Are you saying they should have referees?
She barely got through 100 guys.
I thought it was aired live.
Oh,
No, I wasn't there
Who
live.
knows? No,
I'm
They
joking.
need to have like linesmen.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was
Yeah.
I was queuing up outside. Is that why they closed the doors early?
Certified. We need certified judges to
that's
show
like-
up. And
That's like 23 seconds a person, and that doesn't even include travel time, so to speak.
23 seconds. That's 4 times for me.
Well, you still have to get there. You know,
Oh, well.
from the door to the edge of the bed.
Oh,
sort of
well.
thing.
We'll just
Who's
say
gonna
this.
touch- who's gonna touch
Good
them
for
now?
you.
Who's going to touch them? Have they got boyfriends? Have they
The
got
boyfriend was
boyfriends?
wishing her well. Oh, enjoy yourself.
One of them just got engaged, right? She was showing off her engagement.
Wow.
What if she gets pregnant? How the fuck could I? Can you imagine the pregnancy test and the DNA test for like 1,000? It's going to be expensive, that. Anyway, fuck it.
No,
let's move
there's
on.
a story this week about dealing with that too. She would just
And finally,
infinity.
Who saw this? This popped in. Asteroid Psyche 16 has been found to contain gold reserves worth 700 quintillion. That's enough to make Bill Gates even more richer.
do you know
this
what,
is-
right?
Z, how do you
I
say that
can-
word?
Billions.
Okay. Yeah, this is written by,
Oh, no. Oh, no.
this is what happens when they teach critical race theory in economics class, because gold
Do you know
would be
what?
worthless at that point. Yeah, clearly this is written by somebody who.
Do you know what, guys? Do you know what? They're going to make a movie about this. How you can tell. You can
No,
tell.
man, that's the head. Look at those eyes. They're going to go there and it's going to eat them.
This is a movie. If it was in the 80s with Bruce Willis and a gang of of
Fucking hell,
astronauts
movie.
flying over there to get the gold
Hate
out
that
of
movie.
the asteroid.
Didn't they already
I'm
make
telling you
this
now.
a couple of years ago? Don't Look Up. They did the same. They were going to
Oh,
mine
yeah.
the asteroid. So
No,
they've
they
already
should
done
have
yeah.
Jason Statham as the lead. I'm putting together
That's
a
right.
team, lads.
That's
Crack
right.
astronauts
I'm
and
telling you.
mines. Fucking
I'm telling you,
sake.
they'll have someone like what's his name, the richest man in the world, approaching Jason Statham saying, "There's an asteroid coming. How about if I pay you loads
Fucking
of money to
have
go up
it.
there and drill?"
Fucking have that rock.
And there'll be a big fight on the rock and stuff like that. I'm telling you, this is a movie waiting to happen. I'm telling you
That's
now.
not a bad
Yeah.
toupee for an asteroid, although
That's
there's
it.
a
Yeah, you
little-
go. Look, I like this. You got Emmanuel Grell range. Comes with 2 Death Star laser arrays. Very good.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
or
It's
empty
not-
eye
it's not heading
sockets.
our way.
If you want to be creepy.
Zack Snyder to direct.
But this isn't a real picture of the asteroid, is it? This
No,
can't
it's
be.
It's
This is
realistic
Rebel Moon
CGI.
Gold.
Mm.
It's realistic CGI. Ian.
Uh,
I'm on
It's-
that bombshell.
It's the Gold Rebel Moon, Rebel Moonier.
You know, I'm just going to. The cynical person in me says that if they did mine all that, well, it says that's enough to make everyone on Earth a billionaire. Somehow, I don't think we would get a single penny of it. Do you?
of course,
Or
we
is that
wouldn't.
me? Or is
course
that me just being a bit too cynical?
You would get gold, but it just wouldn't be worth pennies because there
No,
would be
completely
so much
devalue
gold.
it if they mine
Yeah.
that asteroid.
Mm.
Okay, if they do, if they ever do a film, I'm sure Spandau Ballet will do the soundtrack.
The theme, yeah.
Gold. Anyway,
Thing
okay.
is, though, all it needs is one guy to go up there and mine some of it, and then come back rich in it. That's going to be the movie. That's going to be a movie. I'm telling you now.
Maybe you can make
gonna
it.
be a
We could do it
movie.
with AI.
Get
Ian.
some dear AI, yeah.
Start writing a
CGI and
script,
stuff,
Ian.
yeah.
Yeah, go on. Go on.
Okay.
Okay. That's it then.
Mm.
Okay. Chat, you are wonderful. Are we saying apologies for starting an hour early? Real life stuff going on. Sorry, folks. Chat, you are wonderful. Thank you for the interaction, the super chats, and especially thank you to Gavin Black. I love you, Gavin. I love you, man. I love you, man. Chat, you are wonderful. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, all that bollocks. So, cheers, everybody. Let's get the guests up. The price of reason.
Yes.
Okay, well,
That is
are you
it.
plugging anything? Price?
Yes, I have to plug stuff.
Yeah, go on, plug, go on, mate.
So on my, I plugged for my main channel the review before for Jurassic Rebirth, but now I want to plug my live stream channel because I'm only missing 30
You have a
something.
live stream channel? What?
Yes, it's my second channel for live streams, and I'm missing only 30 something people for 1,000, and I really want those 30 something people to
Throw a link
subscribe.
in the thing now, quickly, while I type.
Okay. I'm doing it right now.
Just amuse yourself, folks.
Okay.
I'm typing as well.
I'm here. I'm just throwing it in now.
Sorry, folks.
Typing.
Typing. My first single. This is very good. Single. Ian, cheers, mate.
No worries.
Ister, cheers, pal.
Thanks. I was just
Sort
That
that
gold
mic out, for fuck's sake.
well, you can help me with that this week. That
Will
gold
do.
asteroid is 287 million miles away. So only need 15 million Tesla charging stations between here. I'm trying to figure out a plan. That way I can buy a new mic.
I'll have your old one, mate. Okay. Prof, cheers, pal.
Always great to be here. Cheers, everyone. Great to see everyone here in the panel, and great to see all of you out there
Okay.
in the chat. We love you.
Okay. Price is begging for subs. Let's see if we can get him to 1,000, folks. Z3PO, great to have you back, mate.
Always a pleasure to be here. Nice to be back.
I think that's it. Beast up tomorrow. Don't know. Probably Trev. Is Trev doing Tuesdays now?
Yes.
We're back Wednesday to finish off Jaws. We're doing the money shot scene at the end, so we're back Wednesday to do that. Yes, Jaws Wednesday. So look out for the link. My first single was released this week, folks. It's taken me 30 years to do it. 5 years of full-time music production since I lost my job in 2020. Heartache, tears, pain, whatever. But yes, check out the pinned message.
Is it a
folks.
channel theme? Have we finally got a channel theme?
No, it's a techno track music. It's on
Intro
Beatport.
music.
Check it out.
Intro
Intro
music.
music. I'm not allowed. If I play it, I will get a copyright strike for my own music.
Listen, I
Crazy.
got the track. It's really good. Go check it out and buy it. Throw one at Mr. Brown, please.
Yeah, folks.
Techno,
If you
techno,
want to,
techno.
if you want to do something for Mr. Brown, put your hands in your pocket. Buy the
Techno.
track. Talking. See if we can get it in the chart. So that is it, folks. We will see you during the week at some point. So if we don't see you during the week, we're back at the weekend. Take care, everybody. Have a fantastic week. Take care, everybody.
Ta-da.